Hi.
Awesome. Yeah, so I like my new room, but I hate my door.
You hate your door?
You would hate it too, because there's no knob.
That
It's
was a
a lock.
clever that was a clever thing, but also, yeah, that sucks. What the hell?
I have to grab by the lock
That's
and
horrible.
or just scratch my way into the little gap between the door and the door hinge. Uh, yeah, it's horrible. I don't know why the people who made the house I currently lived in for 18 years made it like this. They're dumb,
Yeah, that's horrible.
and they're probably dead. But I wish they were even deader. Like, yeah, just got done doing the Kaneko podcast.
Which podcast?
The one where I was gonna talk about Katawa Shoujo with some people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said you were like that you were gonna be doing that, and then immediately go into
I literally
this.
just came from it.
That's awesome. Oh, balls! I should probably try to get some. There's Overwatch charity streams. What time are they tomorrow? 12 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
see the
that's
new banner.
3 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll be able to turn that on. So open that. Nah, I haven't seen the banner yet.
It's one I just got today.
Load YouTube, jeez.
YouTube's been a shit.
It has. It keeps like being exceptionally slow.
This reminds me of this line that can be said in that you can hear one of the people that you kill in Party Hard say like this. It tastes like a shit. I think it's because you poison the punch and someone goes over and they drink it and they're like this tastes like a shit.
It's Benin!
And they win.
Yes, the banner is excellent.
Oh yeah.
Thundercats. Oh.
Oh no, the banner's completely.
They go together very well.
Yes, they do. But the caption that went with this picture was, "Hey, you got any snacks?"
You found the giraffe meme.
Yeah, I found it. I'm using it.
You guys got any snacks?
You guys got any snacks?
Crash.
Yeah, there's a fucking car window. Car window, no problem. No problems here.
None. All right. All right. So, let's see. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm actually doing better than I was this week.
Though I hope I don't get in trouble at work. I forgot to do. There are 6 aisles that I have to zone every day that aren't even part of my job, but they make me do it anyway, and I only zoned 5 of them today. And then as I was walking out, I looked at the manager looking at them, and I was like, "Hey, I forgot to do this aisle."
Oh well.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Someone will do it at some point later, I'm sure.
I'm sure the ghost will do it. The ghost of Sam's Club.
If I do get in trouble, I'll talk to the general manager and be like, "Hey, why doesn't the HBA associate zone HBA? And why are you guys having me do it all the time? I'm going to get coached for something that isn't my job. I'm not going to do it anymore." So.
What? Oh,
It's really loud.
huh. Didn't know it was that loud.
What was that?
Apparently my speakers are way too loud and you could hear it downstairs.
Yeah, you've woken me up before. Across the house.
Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Who's this dude?
That's freelance.
I'm freelance.
Oh,
Hello.
that's-
You deserve to wake up every once in a while. It's just that.
That's good. It's good.
Trust me, a fucked up sleep schedule is the best for you. It's good. It's good for your health. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Really does not do it away.
We are actually doing a show though.
I have a friend named
I
Dr.
didn't know it was
Bob,
that loud.
Dr. Bob.
and whenever, which I think you've played with him, played for a
Yeah, I
while,
thought it was
but
Bob,
No
I think.
specs has.
Podcast. We do stuff.
Whenever
Kinda just jump
I
around.
say, I say, hey, we have a doctor, or if they have a doctor on their team, I'm like, our doctor's better than your doctor. And for some reason, and it seems to happen like way more often than I thought it would, they ask, what's your PhD in? And Bob's response, regardless of who asks, no matter who asks, immediately responds with sucking dick.
I mean, it's an art.
Dick sucking.
It's an art.
He has a PhD in dick.
Yeah.
100% every time.
Like just without hesitation. Anyway,
Oh, I want Smash 5 so much.
yeah, E3's coming up.
It is. It is coming up.
I didn't do it. A buddy of mine decided to send this to me and my other friend Luke on Twitter today, and it's pretty fucking hilarious.
What is
Like,
it?
It's pretty phenomenal. It is. Let me find it.
I can hear myself.
Here it is. It's an extremely fake docket, but I want it to be an extremely accurate docket of what E3's Nintendo 2018 presentation is going to be.
Oh, I think I might have seen that one.
So for the Switch, we have Super Smash Bros. Hate Sex, which they're going to be revealing a trailer and a Goku reveal.
Yes.
Metroid Prime 4 ODST, Halo 6 crossover promotion. Box Zero, where the OX is in parentheses, presentation featuring Miyamoto destroying the last F-Zero GX disc on stage. Bayonetta 3, new cinematic gameplay style featuring the Cereza button. Cameo blocks everyone on Twitter live. Pokemon Go Muck and Pokemon Go Voltorb. Muck version covered in collectible goo. Voltorb version causes users switch to self-destruct.
Hi, the gaming line.
Paper Mario and the paper pun everyone's thought of before. It's still not the game anyone wants. Fire Emblem Ceremony. Highlight, new polygamy mechanic for people who want multiple wives.
Sounds great.
And then for the 3DS, we have Yoshi's Flippy Dippy, featuring new baby Sonic partner. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time DX. Additional Teenage Mario and Teenage Luigi partners for triple stacking action. Earthbound Never Ever Edition. Just let it go, you fucking children. And the new 1DS SL for users who wanted sub 240p options. I am so excited for this docket, and I hope it's accurate.
I'm just gonna go in to watch Miyamoto destroy that disc.
Right? I want to
Yep.
watch him destroy the F-Zero disc.
Yeah. So.
The last F-Zero disc.
That and Earthbound Never Ever Edition. Fucking let it go.
Earthbound Never Ever Edition.
Just let it
It's
go.
it's like Smash Brothers Melee. Just let it die.
Anyway, all right. See you, gaming line. I played some games.
You played some games.
I played some games. Well, the ones I got for my birthday. I played What Remains of Edith Finch, Dad of Boy, Night in the Woods,
That a boy.
Steins Gate, and One Shot.
Father Simulator 2018.
Dad of Boy,
Father Simulator 2018 is a pretty fucking choice game.
God of
So,
Boy,
I
God of
buy
Boy.
PlayStation so I can sit and play it.
Okay, yeah,
I might
honestly,
even make an account on Chris's Xbox so I can start playing.
yeah, we could start with God of War because God of War it's actually pretty amazing. I think one of the best decisions they ever made was to allow you to recall the axe right back into your hand.
From anywhere. You could throw it into...
You can literally just throw it and have it go in the air for 1 second, and then call it back. But yeah, and there's also points where just like you forget you threw your axe, and then you just go all the way to the other side of the map, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, I gotta get my axe.
You can recall it while it's on your back, sheath.
Yeah, and you just it's just funny to imagine it in the void of unrendered geometry.
Yep.
And it's just poof.
Oh, no, it's back again. It actually has a full animation of it recalling back to you, and it will clip through anything.
Yes.
Like, you can go through sealed doors without the axe, recall it, it will come through the door.
And also,
It has
yeah,
noise animations of doing that.
and also it's cool how they kind of I like it when games force you to use different weapons. Like this game does give you the ability to just straight up use your fists.
Yeah, you
And-
just punch the shit out of everything.
And that's mostly and the biggest thing about that is that it stuns the enemies, so you can go in for like an execution, or just
Combos.
well, it's usually depending on the enemy type. It's always the same animation with the Draugr, with the fire Draugr. I think you just go up to them and rip them in half from the top, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the other ones where you just punch them in the gut, slow them on the ground, and curb stomp their face.
Yep.
It's not extremely gory in terms of like blood. I mean, obviously there's obviously an execution where you take a Wolverine, like a werewolf's jaw, and just rip it down its body.
Holy shit.
And that was probably the goriest it's ever been. It starts off with a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's basically a part where like
What?
this small guy comes up to your house and like, I want to fight you. And like, okay, you shouldn't have, you don't want this fight. And he's like, no, I want this fight. And then you beat him up, and he's like, my turn. He launches you all over your house onto your backyard, and it is one of the coolest fights I have ever seen. Only surpassed by the last fight in the game, which is the same guy.
Yeah, there's a character pair. I don't want to know spoilers about it.
Yeah, no spoilers, but I would say the last fight is fucking radical.
But when someone told me he was called the Mysterious Stranger, I went, oh, so he's Gray Fox.
He's not Mysterious Stranger, he is the Stranger.
Oh, so he's literally the Gray Fox.
He's the Gray Fox. Yeah, it's definitely a good refresher on Norse mythology.
Actually, the Count of Anvil.
Huh?
The Gray Fox in Oblivion was the Count of Anvil.
Yeah, the Count of Anvil.
Who was missing for like a decade.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Norse mythology. They did a good way to like incorporate this story into Norse mythology to make it fit and believable. Like it's amazing, like how much work they went into it, and how much lines they recorded of just like straight up talking between the characters as you're rowing your boat or waiting for the next realm to load up.
There's a lot of just dissertation between him and the kid.
And it does this amazing thing where like if you get on land, the people go, we'll talk about this later. And then as soon as you get on your boat, it's like, okay, back to what I was saying. And it's like amazing how smooth they make it seem. But yeah, another cool thing that this game does is that one thing I always disliked about some of these like fighting games is that there are way too many combos to remember. Like almost like press triangle 2 times, then square 5 times, then circle, and then you will make this person explode. But in this game, it's like, sure, it has the combos that you can like buy in skills, but then they allow these little things called rune skills, where you put these runes into your weapon, and they give you certain attacks, and you can switch them out.
Ah, okay.
My favorite is the Leviathan's Wake, where you just straight up spin around and just throw your axe, and it's like a fucking sniper bullet.
Yeah, Chris hasn't figured out how the runes work yet. He just gets really upset because the combat can get really difficult if you're under level. And he gets really mad that he can't kill shit, and like, dude, I don't think you're utilizing the rune system properly.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun to like bounce an enemy out like on the ground and have them like fly into the air. Just throw your axe at them in the air, grab it back, and then just start whacking at them.
So home run back combos.
Yeah. And there are some other weapons you get in the game, but I'm not going to spoil anything because it's really cool weapons you get.
Game day.
Atreus is an amazing companion.
Atreyu.
Boy, I'm sorry, I meant boy. Boy. He has amazing development, and he's just very super fucking useful.
You can upgrade him too.
Yes, you upgrade. Yeah, you can upgrade boy. And it's funny because there's a button specifically meant for boy.
Yeah, I found out.
There's a boy button, and it's the square button.
I actually found out because my other roommate Alex had just gotten really interested in Spartan lore because of this game, and he actually went and looked into it and found out the reason Kratos only refers to him as boy in how Spartans worked.
Well, yeah, because the other thing about Spartan life is that it's about discipline, and you're not a name. You're not a name. You are a boy.
Actually, until you pass your trial of manhood at age 20, you are only referred to as boy.
Yeah.
You don't have a name. You're not referred to by your actual proper name until after.
I don't know how old Atreus is.
Clearly not old enough to be considered anything more than boy.
It doesn't even say in-game information. Elias is son of Kratos or boy by Kratos.
Yep.
He's great, and they got an actual kid to voice him, and you can tell the difference between them getting an actual kid and just getting just a grown woman and making her do a child voice.
Can't you, Ash? Catch him, cough, cough. Oh, sorry, I've got a cold.
Also, yeah, Christopher Judge's voice is amazing. He's the new voice of Kratos.
Yeah, the new voice of Kratos is absolutely incredible.
Fucking just jack off to it. I would.
Maybe not. I'm not into
It's second only to Drew's voice.
I don't have a voice edit, so I
Aww.
can't say if you're into that.
But another cool thing about this game is that they made it in a way that it all looks like it's done in one shot.
Yeah, the cutscene transition, you don't even know you're in a cutscene.
There are no cuts. There are no cutscene cuts. Even the loading screens are like you walking through some sort of realm to get to the next area.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or there's like the river that you go through to transfer realms when you quit travel.
Yeah.
So there's no actual loading screen in this game. It's pretty great. Like the only loading screen is where it's like when you first turn the game on and all you're seeing is the logo of the game.
Or when you die, of course.
Or yeah, when you die, because that would be weird.
Yeah, and the game is just like even the side content is like it's there, but it's like there's never anything that's like Dragon Age Inquisition, do this small thing. It's
the small things that's required. If you don't do it, you're fucked.
It's this side quest has like lore implications and Norse mythology and actually has meaning.
This side quest has lore implications and meaning. Oh, and this character will never show up in the game otherwise if you don't do this specific quest. You'll miss an entire companion.
Are you talking about God of War?
No, this is Dragon Quest.
Or
Dragon Age,
yeah, I've tried playing Dragon Age. I can't get through Inquisition. I can't.
No, it was pretty fucking heinous.
It's fucking tedious, man.
I played the first Dragon Age and didn't even make it through the whole game because I got so irritated with like, oh, this is gonna be cool. I like the concept. Got into it. This is fucking terrible.
Let's see. And yeah, as of now, I have beaten the game. But I'm gonna go and complete. I'm gonna 100% complete it. But yeah, it's a great game, and I would definitely suggest getting it to anyone who's like interested in it. It's brutal, it's fun, and it's just a
Fucking God of War. Go play God of War.
just a fucking great game. I never played the original God of Wars.
The first three are amazing. but this easily.
The original God of War is the only one I played and beat. I played the second one, but the first one really captivated me. It was really good.
Yeah.
I hear the second and third ones are also really good.
Yeah.
They tie everything together really well.
I hear God of War though is like game of the year level good. Like it could possibly win.
This one?
I would be surprised if it didn't.
I'll be surprised
Like,
if I'd be
there's
surprised if it
more-
didn't, because everything about it is amazing except for maybe some small aspects. Maybe like sometimes getting around can be a bit annoying.
So, yeah, there's something big that have to come out the rest of the year to really blow this one.
Yeah, like what else is coming out? Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh man, dude, no, Corey in the House HD remaster
Yeah, Greenhouse.
for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's gonna win it.
But yeah, God of War's probably gonna win Game of the Year this year, unless like something amazing comes out that we haven't
I
heard about
can't
yet.
remember what one of my coworkers suggested what could possibly be game of the year, but it's not a game that's out yet. And the guy replied, "Nope, 20 not coming out this year."
Huh.
I can't remember what it was, but it started with a C.
No idea.
Cyberpunk 2077.
No, I've never heard of the game before. That's why I can't remember it.
Yeah, get God of War. If you have PS4, go get it. Go get it.
The only gripe I've heard all about is people complain that it doesn't have the same combat system as the old games, and I'm like,
I mean, like,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't really matter because it still feels as brutal as I would imagine the original one does, and it's different because he doesn't have his Chaos Blades.
The other one was very scripted setup, like older. Not a game or effort. And then it's more people. You see a lot of people go like, "Oh, it's just like Dark Souls." It's just because Dark Souls had to be the first game we got that really did the. This is not a scripted AI that does this one thing. Then you move one side, beat the shit out of it for 10 seconds.
The control scheme is fairly Dark Souls-ish, but I mean, it's not. That's not a big deal.
It's not like exactly Dark Souls, but it fits that same paradigm of it. The AI isn't just gonna let you beat the shit out of it. Like it does this one. This boss swings its hand and drops it down, and then it just kind of sits there and like jerks back a little bit, trying to bring it back up. While you can just sit there and just wail damage on it. Like that's not how this game works.
There are some tough fights in this game, dude.
Yeah.
It's been like, well, the hardest fights are like just collectible side quests. Like it's kind of almost like Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, moving on from that, God of War is a great game. Anyway,
Awesome.
let's see. What Remains of Edith Finch it's great. I liked it a lot. It's very sad.
I don't even know what it's about. Let me know what it's about.
Okay, so there's the Finch family, and this girl named Edith Finch. She's 17, and her mother recently died.
Okay.
In fact, she's the only living member of her family. Because there always seems to be some strange twist of fate that happens to each member of the family at some points, except for some. Some like rarely would you die of old age if you're a Finch.
Right.
And when her mother died, she got this key to the house that she used to live in before her mother took her away after her brother died. And you're just basically exploring this house and learning how each like family member died and just learning about them. And there's a lot of like environmental storytelling or just things like the game will eventually tell you something, but you can figure it out before it even gets to it. And it's definitely like it's a walking simulator, sure, but it's a walking simulator done well.
Okay, so the gameplay is nothing. You just walk around and
Hard to explain. There are like quote unquote mini games, but you can't lose them. They're basically just like these experiences that happen as you go to each person's
Right.
death.
I
And
don't want to experience this death. I'm just gonna not win the game. Nope, sorry, you literally can't lose.
if you stop playing the game, no one dies. Yeah, no.
so it's more like a. Would you say it's still a game, Or is it like a?
Yes, I would call it a game. It does have game elements to it.
Wait. What if it's not a game? Now hear me out. What if it's not actually a game?
What if it's real life?
Might actually be a bi-monthly get basket of curated snacks.
That absolutely yes. I love this guy. That's it. That's what it was missing.
Yes. Fucking.
Throw it all out. Send everyone home. We don't need him anymore.
But also, it's like,
Tarantulas.
are either of you guys gonna even play the game?
No.
I will
Not
probably
honestly.
not. No.
Should I just go through it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the very first person's like death you experience that you see or like read about is I forgot her name. Oh, Molly. Her name's Molly, and she was okay. Stay with me here. This is gonna get kind of complicated. She was your great. Wait, she was your great. Hold on. Great grandmother's first daughter. And your
Okay. So your grandma.
your great grandmother. No, not your grandma. Not your grandma.
Your great grandma's first.
'Cause she
daughter
did-
is
yeah.
Your grandma.
It's not your grandma though, because she's dead. And she never birthed. She's a great aunt. I would call it.
A great aunt. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Great aunt.
Yeah. And
So she's not. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
the great grandmother's name is Edie, but her actual name's Edith. But your character's name also Edith. So this is where one thing I found interesting is that you're Edith Jr. and it's the first time I ever experienced that used for females, and I found that very interesting, and I actually liked it.
That's true.
Basically, Molly was locked in a room because she did something bad, and she was locked in a room starving. She didn't have dinner.
Oh.
She's like, I gotta eat something. She's like, I think she's like 10. It's like, I gotta eat some. Like, you read her journal, and she's like, I gotta eat something. So she goes through like her gerbil's little like place, and she takes what looks to be like a moldy carrot and eats it.
Oh. Ugh.
Then she goes to the bathroom, grabs a tube of toothpaste, and just downs the whole thing.
Oh my god.
Then she goes to her windowsill, which has decorated on it holly berries.
Those are poisonous.
If you guys don't know, holly berries are very much poisonous.
Yeah, they
She
absolutely.
eats them.
Well.
And then because she's so sick from all the shit she just ate, she has an hallucination where she turns into a cat.
Oh.
And she starts chasing this bird.
Holy crap! This
Like, she goes outside her room window. She goes outside like, oh, there's a bird out there. I want to get it. I want to eat it. And then she turns into a cat and just goes out the window and starts chasing the bird. And then she catches the bird. And then she turns into an owl.
Oh.
And then you're swooping down and like grabbing rabbits and eating them whole. In a very disturbing like perspective.
Is this like a horror game?
No. Because this is hallucination.
It isn't.
And then you turn into a shark.
What?
And then you start rolling down onto the road on land into the water. It's the jankiest looking animation I've ever fucking seen, and I love it.
Looking it up on YouTube right now.
So you turn into a shark, and then you eat a seal, and then you turn into a nightmare in hentai.
Oh.
You turn into a tentacle monster.
What the crap? This is just a shark in the forest.
Yes, it looks fucking dumb. It's the.
What is this? Like, it looks like a Bethesda game.
Basically, guys, like the visual is it's a shark going down a hillside and it's bouncing. It's not rolling, it's bouncing.
That is the jankiest animation ever. I love it.
And then you turn into a tentacle monster and you start eating all these men upon the ship. But then suddenly you smell something new, like a new scent, something new to eat. And then it goes into Molly's room. You get,
Oh.
and it's like the monster like goes under her bed and it's like, and then she wakes up from the hallucination. She's like, the monster's here. It's gonna eat me. She starts writing in it. It's like, she's gonna eat me, and I will be delicious. I'm not joking. But basically, she died of poisoning.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about in this game is that when you press the pause menu, you see the family tree, and you see when characters died, and when they were born and when they died, obviously. One of the family member didn't even make it to 2 years old. And you get to experience that. It drowns in a bathtub.
Oh man.
But it's done in such a beautiful way. Basically, it's like a 1-year-old's imagination playing in the bathtub, and the frog, and you're basically playing as the frog, little frog toy in the bathtub. You're bouncing around, like making all these things fall down. Shampoo, like the soap goes into the water, and bubbles start coming out. It's like, and this classical music starts playing. It's very popular music. I forgot what it was called though. I'm pretty sure I got a content ID strike for it, so I'll look at that. And your mother comes in and is like, okay, time to turn off the water and like unplug it, but somehow the water turns back on. And as soon as the water comes up to your face, you turn into the frog and you're like swimming with all these other toys, and then you're going into the bath drain, and it just looks so beautiful and well done and like happy. It's just like, this is so fucked. But the best death. I know it's kind of fun, weird to say that, but the best experience in all of them was your brother Lewis. Basically, all these tales of grandeur, of like these magnificent quote unquote magnificent deaths that Edie, because Edie made it to 90, by the way.
Oh.
She's alive. She's still alive, and every time someone dies, she makes their face onto like a tree trunk, and then puts it in their room, and like makes it like a memorial for their room, and never lets anyone use that room. They don't hand them down. She just like, it's like a museum almost. And so these stories of these deaths, like Lewis is put on this job at a cannery where he's chopping off fish heads. He's like taking the fish, put them off the side where they get into like little and their head gets chopped off. And so it's so monotonous, and he's like, I don't like this. I don't like this job. And so he thinks like all these stories that his grandmother told him was like, I deserve better kind of thing. I deserve something fantastic. And so he starts imagining things. His mind goes wandering, it's basically one stick controls your hand as it's going over and chopping the fish head off, and the other one is controlling the thing in his imagination, where it's like a little game that keeps changing perspectives. First it goes top down, then it goes to isometric, and then it becomes this huge thing where you're a king, and all these people are around you, and they're celebrating like you, and then you go on a ship, and you get to choose like, so are you meeting with a so are you going to fall in love with a wonderful prince or a beautiful princess? I chose prince. Because why not? You know? Basically, it doesn't change a thing. And you like make all these choices, and then at the end, it's basically, and you're still like chopping off fish heads. So you think, oh my god, he's gonna chop his hand off. That's what you're thinking.
Right.
But then it goes to basically like this first-person view, where you're the person in his imagination. You're the king, and you're about to be crowned. And to crown, you have to bend your whole body down and put your head. You get where this is going.
Yeah.
And yeah, that basically.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it gets fucking disturbing, but it's such a beautifully done. They do all these in like such a beautiful way. It's basically just like, I can't help but like that. It was so well done. But yeah, so What Remains of Edith Finch, I'll definitely recommend it. Because like even if you get spoiled on it, trust me, the experiences are pretty much worth it. It does cost a little bit too much, in my opinion, but yeah. Anyway, so the next game I played was One Shot.
One Shot is awesome.
What an interesting game, dude. Because like, okay, I was expecting like to play with like maybe my folders or something. Not just that. Because like as you wake up and you're like going onto the computer in the game, it's like, oh yeah, and one more thing. You got one shot, Andrew.
Yep.
And it's just, it's like, no,
"Oh,
it's,
what the fuck?"
and it's not the game. It's not a game window. They literally take like those warning windows that they have, like when they're saying like you can't play this game. They put that up and it says like you only have one shot, Andrew. I'm just like fucking. And then there's even some points where it's like, all right, yeah, this puzzle's hard to do. Look in your documents folder is what the game tells me to do.
Right.
And there's one point I got to a little point, and then it was like, the solution to this puzzle, look at your desktop. They changed the wallpaper.
Yeah.
And it's cool because even the main
changes
character is from a different world of this place, and you're apparently a god. And so you and this chosen one talk with each other at some point. She's like, "Yeah, my world's like your world as well." You know, it's kind of like that, and it's very interesting. But also,
Right.
because you're God, they put so much pressure on you.
They put a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good game. Night in the Woods is good so far. I can't really say much else about it. So that's just it's a cool game. It's very it hits close to home in some points. And Steins Gate is interesting.
Isn't that an anime?
It was a visual novel turned into an anime.
Oh.
It's about a group of friends, a group of like teenagers who accidentally created a microwave that's a time machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, the anime?
Yes, except with a microwave.
Time machine.
Yeah, so those are the games I played. I beat Little Nightmares, and that was great.
Little Nightmares looks absolutely fucking terrifying.
It's not like super scary, but it does get pretty like hectic.
It gets creepy for sure.
Hold on a minute, guys.
I would say it's more creepy than scary.
I still think it looks pretty fucking spooky.
It is.
It will never jump scare you. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it will never.
It will scare you with just like how fucked the situation is.
Just fucking scare you. I mean, to be fair, Studio Ghibli movies scare the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, Hat in the Time scared you too.
It did. It actually did.
No, it's not like it's a very well done game. It does have some problems. Like I do have a problem with some of the controls, where like it's not like inside in some regards because you can actually walk backwards and forwards to like the camera into the background, and sometimes that can get a bit weird when you're walking across a very thin line.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I like the game a lot.
This is the best picture ever. Big Glove having all the stones in it. He also has all 3 pieces of the Triforce, all 5 pieces of Exodia, all 7 Dragon Balls, and all the Chaos Emeralds.
Jeez.
It's only captioned in the text for it. Shit.
Yeah, so yeah, those are all the games I played. Basically, all good games. Boy.
Boy.
Anyway, speaking of God of War, there was a article that IGN posted called "Are Single-Player Games Dying?"
No.
Yeah, and basically the answer is no. I mean, there's been a huge surplus of like story-based games that have been doing extremely well. One of them being God of War, another being Horizon Zero Dawn and Persona 5, Hellblade.
Whoa. Freelance.
What?
None of those characters have female protagonists. Exclusionary.
Excuse me? Female main characters? I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn and Hellblade. If there's a female character, it cannot be a good story game. Obviously.
Hey, we all know that apparently the name of the game right now on the internet is if it doesn't have literally everything included in it and presented in the greatest light ever, it's automatically racist, transphobic, or whatever, and that person needs to be crucified and never work ever again.
I'm pretty sure there's an article somewhere out there that says like, why aren't there any black people in God of War?
I wonder why.
I'm sure it's somewhere out there.
Oh, I'm absolutely certain it exists. There's someone crying about that somewhere.
But yeah, I'm like, my life is really just based in single player games. I barely play multiplayer games.
I usually don't play multiplayer games either.
Yeah. We have our exceptions like Overwatch or
Right. Smash.
Cuphead.
I like multiplayer games, but I also like single player games. I just play games. That's what I do.
Are you gay?
I mean, I don't know yet. I haven't had sex, so how would I know if I like it or not?
I
Well,
guess.
do you watch gay porn?
I don't really watch porn at all, honestly. Sites don't really vet their advertisers very well, and I'd rather not get viruses in my computer.
Yeah, there's some like.
To clean up.
Yeah. So the Switch is getting games. Did you guys know that?
Kinds of games.
One of them is
Yeah.
going to be the Monster Hunter for the Switch, which is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. So if you guys, thing is, you can either wait for that or wait for Monster Hunter World PC, because they're both coming out in the same month.
Or you could just play both of them?
Or you could just
What month is that?
August.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was August. I keep
I
telling
would be
people I'm
playing
going to play it in August.
Battle for Azeroth drops August 14th, so it better come out in your beginning part, and I better finish it before the nothing will matter after that point.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the game. I know a lot of people that have it on console, and they're all like, "Why don't you get Monster Hunter?" I'm like, "Because I don't have that console, but also I want to get it on PC." And some of the people that have it on console are like, "I am also getting it on PC because it's good enough to buy twice."
That's what I thought about Skyrim the first time. The first time, mind you.
It's like there's only a few games I get on both PC and console, and it's usually games like The Witcher 3 or Metro.
Dude, I'm still calling it. Like, I'm still putting my bet. My money's all on Todd Howard telling us CD3 this year that we're getting fucking Skyrim.
On the Neo Geo Pocket.
No, on the McDonald's wrist games.
On your on phone.
Get Skyrim in my Happy Meal.
On phone.
That's right. You can now play Skyrim with rocks. Yes, just it will be on a rock. You can play it.
Honestly, I am to be 100% honest. I'm really hoping we get a new title from Bethesda and not re-renditions of shit they've already done that nobody wants to see again.
Well, it's like I don't know.
Literally nobody wants this.
There's probably going to be something for Evil Within. Either Evil Within 2 DLC or they're already going to announce Evil Within 3, which might be too much.
Honestly, I'd almost say I'd be disappointed if I didn't see Skyrim on their docket this year. Like they've been nothing but consistent since 2011. I would almost be disappointed in not.
I think it's been time. I think it's been long enough. I think they're gonna start. I think they're gonna announce it. They're gonna announce Elder Scrolls 6.
Todd Howard, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, HD RD Remaster 4D. We're doing it again, Shiggy Diggy Electric Boogaloo 2 Edition.
Sweet.
Dude, I can't wait to be.
It will it will never end edition.
The Ride Never Ends edition. But this time, there are no mods, even on PC. Only paid mods from the Bethesda net.
Anyway,
that worked so well the second time.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they have something new.
More paid mods.
Prey 2, the actual Prey 2. I'm still waiting.
Oh yeah.
Prey 2. We'll be waiting as long as Half-Life.
The internet, it will never get over it.
Just like Earthbound and Half-Life 3.
Oh, I've gotten over Half-Life 3.
No one's gotten over Half-Life 3.
I'm done with that. Like, by the time they announce it, it's just gonna be like, you took too long. You took way too long.
It's gonna be Duke Nukem forever.
Unless they're trying to do a thing like we
Kingdom Hearts
we
3
w-
is Duke Nukem Forever.
we waited this long because we wanted the time in the game to actually happen. What?
And honestly, a lot of Duke Nukem fans tell me that it's literally the same. It's everything they expected Duke Nukem Forever to be. Like, no one expected that game to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Kingdom Hearts 3 probably still not coming out this year. Apparently, all they've been showing is the same footage they've been showing for 2 years.
There's one I remember I saw one thing which like the guy behind the Final Fantasy VII remake was like, yeah, it's gonna be there. He was joking around like, yeah, it's gonna take 5 more years, and the journalist was like, Final Fantasy VII remake's gonna take 5 more years. It's like
Comes out 3 months later.
it's like that was a fucking joke.
Funny joke.
It's a funny joke. Fucking goddamn.
I almost feel bad for Kingdom Hearts 3 fans. This was like, you have to wonder, what the fuck are they doing that's causing it so long for this game to come out?
Alright.
Well, they had to take out the 2.9, the 2.8, the 1.3, the.
Yeah, all the decimal point games they were planning on making it into.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Fallout 5.
Oh,
Or Fallout, not the next number, but the new
Fallout
Vegas
New
of
Orleans?
Fallout 4. Yeah, Fallout New Orleans. And then Fallout 5 will probably come out after that, but I would love to hear that, oh yeah, we've packed up Obsidian again, and that's why they weren't working on Fallout 4 with us, because they're working on Fallout, the intermittent version between 4 and 5.
I'd almost
Because-
like to see this become a DLC of the current game.
Like the meme says, 2 + 2 equals the best installment of the Fallout series, New. I loved Fallout 4 and all of the mechanics and all of the gameplay and the guns and the weapons and the perk system, like all of that was super great.
Perk system
I
is
just-
30 levels to figure out.
I just wish they just fire all their writers or like maybe educate them or something. I don't know. Like
Here for my son. Sean!
ask them to do better this time.
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
for my son Jason.
Hopefully we could just get a great storyline, because Fallout New Vegas had a compelling, like, a multi-branching story that I really enjoyed.
I feel like Bethesda's at the point, like, any other games that are moddable that they know have a modding community, they're just gonna keep putting out half done so that the modders can do stuff with it.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend.
But they're doing really good with what they're publishing, like the games they're publishing instead of the games they're making.
No.
Yeah.
Like I remember a point when they were publishing games, and like, oh cool, they're actually publishing games, and the games they published were shit.
Yeah, the games
Like
games they're
Wet.
on nowadays are actually good, where their actual like franchise titles are fucking terrible.
And the Evil Within was kind of in there, but it was an okay game, but it wasn't Skyrim though.
I don't know. Skyrim doesn't
Yeah.
have.
You know what Evil Within needs? More Skyrim.
The Evil Within need. You know what? That may be true, but if we're gonna need to make room for that Skyrim from the Evil Within. So we're gonna have to take something out and put it into where Skyrim is. Sebastian Castellano, Detective with a Knife,
It's a new race.
is the main character of Elder Scrolls 6.
No, you don't play as the Dragonborn. You play as Sebastian Castellanos, Detective with a Knife.
Yep,
No wait, no,
that's what
no,
it is.
it's a race. It's a race. There's there's the Khajiit,
It's a
there's the
race!
Nords, there's the Argonians, and then there's Detective. Well, no, not Detective. Detective with a knife.
But when you choose Detective, you don't get character customization options. You just play as him.
It's like here's your only weapon. It's a knife.
Right. Your starting weapon's just
Your starting weapon and your
that's
only
it.
weapon.
So, guys, are we gonna talk about how Activision has surpassed EA on just being bad at life?
Oh yeah, what you mean with
Did they?
oh you mean with Call of Duty? I
Yeah, with Call of Duty 11111. There's not only no campaign mode, they're once again pulling out the model of here's a game you're gonna pay $60 for and then pay another $80 in DLC.
Again?
yes, this seems to be Activision's model for the Call of Duty franchise. And I mean, to be fair, it keeps making them.
It
money.
works.
People keep buying it. No one's getting like people are getting mad at it, but still buying Call of Duty and then buying the rest of the game afterwards. Like DLC shouldn't be your game's
And
content.
Battle Royale.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, which I honestly don't think people are honestly going to use the Battle Royale system once it comes out because everyone's already still just playing Fortnite and PUBG, and the reason Fortnite is so popular is Fortnite is free.
But you know what they aren't playing?
That's right.
Radical Heights.
I don't even know what that is.
Let's talk about Cliff Bleszinski for a moment.
Cliff Bleszinski?
He is the game director. He was the guy behind Gears of War.
Oh, the franchise that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I mean, the franchise that doesn't have him anymore, and now it's shit from it. Basically, the company he made, Bosky Studios, he made to make Lawbreakers, which is a Overwatch clone, and then Radical Heights, which is a PUBG clone. Shut down.
Oh.
Yep. He made a statement where like, yeah, they're shutting down.
Imagine how that happens since he
I
wasn't
did
making
remember that.
copy pasting other games that are already out and popular.
It shut down, and he was like, "Yeah, we're having some trouble, but they're gonna stay up. The service will stay up for a little while." Like
4 hours.
4 hours.
That was as long as we could make it. Sorry. But yeah, no. Basically, it was kind of you kind of knew it wasn't gonna what his career at this point wasn't gonna do well. As soon as when he was announcing Lawbreakers, he said, like he apparently he had a hiatus where he stopped making games for like 5 years because he wanted to focus on family. He's like, I wanted to come back because I wanted to make the next $1 billion IP.
Pretty ambitious.
I guess he meant Lawbreakers with that. I don't know how he's gonna get $1 billion from that game, but whatever. The game had interesting ideas, Lawbreakers, but the controls were so kind of wild that it was hard to control. Anyway, so yeah, they're shutting down. Apparently, his employees don't like him. Apparently, he treated them like assets.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was kind of like I was never a huge fan of Cliffy B. He was always kind of a arrogant son of a bitch to me. Because whenever the game was coming out, he'd always chime in on it, like, this is my opinion on the game. And he's like, and it's like this game is shit. And sure, sometimes he was right, but I mean, broken clock is right twice a day. So. Or as the dwarven blacksmith in God War says, even a blind pig farts up a truffle now and then.
You know what I know the Blue Dwarf says in God of War?
Mm.
Mind your fucking business.
None ya fucking business.
Nanya.
Yeah, the guy who does the blue dwarven blacksmith was like, I think it's like Roger Craighead.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Anyway. So yeah, Bosky Studios is shutting down, and Call of Duty is getting shittier by the minute.
I mean, we all knew that was gonna happen. That's not even a surprise at this point. We just expect that franchise to be terrible, and it's just the diehard people. That
I just didn't expect them to take out the campaign because I don't know. I always like campaigns.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a left field throw. That was not expected at all. Honestly, I didn't see that coming.
Because some Call of Duty games had some great campaigns.
Oh yeah.
Modern Warfare, Black Ops.
Their apparent reasoning for it, the apparent reasoning behind the removal of campaign, allegedly nobody plays it.
Well, yeah, I just don't buy their games anymore.
No one. People buy their game, but no one plays the campaign mode. Apparently, that's their justification for removing the campaign mode.
I always find like campaigns should be in any I'm not a huge fan of like multiplayer only games, which is why I kind of liked it when Overwatch had these campaign come out, because like campaigns set up the story for the multiplayer, and they help me understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes it can make a game go really well, because Titanfall 2's best thing was its single player apparently.
mean, it's the only thing that had going for it.
Its multiplayer is pretty cool. I tried out the beta for it. Of course, it had a grappling hook like every other game these days.
Yeah, it wasn't...
You know what? I'm actually surprised God of War doesn't have a grappling hook.
No, Kratos' biggest weakness, I wonder if enemies are going to figure it out, are small walls that aren't painted yellow.
Yeah, that aren't don't paint. Or his boy.
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 Pretty important.
Anyway,
Boy,
so there's gonna be a Monster Hunter movie.
a
Really?
movie. I can see it.
But it's
I can actually see it.
the details behind it are not so good.
Oh,
Really?
that's not good. What?
You know the guy who made the Resident Evil movies?
Nope.
Very good.
Paul W.S. Anderson. They're all shit.
Oh.
They're all shit movies.
Wait, no, I do know him.
Yeah, they're all shit movies. You know, he always puts Mila Jovovich in his movies. He's making this movie.
Oh.
Man, what, man?
I just heard both of you guys just go, oh. And you know who's starring in it? Mila Jovovich.
Oh, boy.
Oh, great.
Imagine why.
Because that's
Good old MJ.
because he's the only career she has.
I don't see that coming at all.
Am
Holy
I
crap.
fucking wrong?
You're really not. That she has no other film
Can't
she's
be.
ever been recognized in.
Yeah, I mean, she was in Fifth Element. She was good in that, and everything else when
That's
she
the
wasn't
only
in.
thing she was good in. She's fucking terrible in everything else,
True.
which includes all of Resident Evil.
Well, obviously, no one's in
Because
Resident
none
Evil.
of those films are good.
Man, and so, like, I just watched Tremors 6.
I didn't even know they went that high.
Okay,
Well,
wait, no,
alright,
wait. When'd you watch?
Tremors-
Wait, when'd you watch it?
Thursday night.
Last night I watched the first. Or at least 2 days ago I watched the first Tremors.
No, you watched the first one?
Yeah,
Oh, God, it's so good.
it's
I
it's
love
it's
first
dumb,
Tremor.
but it's good.
Dude, it's
really
dumb
good.
in the good
Like
way.
to start it off, I sat down with my dad when we were eating dinner. I was like, I'm in the mood to watch something dumb. Let's put on Tremors.
I'm gonna
Yes!
watch something stupid.
And I was like, I would like, let's watch The Mummy.
The Mummy.
He's on the Mummy.
I enjoyed
like
Tremors
it.
much more than The Mummy.
Yeah, Tremors is
Most because
freaking
Tremors had
great,
most because Tremors didn't use like those horrible special effects. Like they use a lot of puppeting, like puppet work or like forced perspective in Tremors to make it look like these creatures are bigger than they actually are. Hello.
he wanted to do with his life is to be a puppeteer like H.R. Geiger, and,
Yeah.
and he wanted to be. His name is Tom something, and he did the makeup and special effects, like the practical effects for Dawn of the Dead. And he
Oh
wants to
yeah, I
be
think I know who you're talking about because yeah, he
that- yeah, that person is his idol, and so like the Tremors movies
Tom
are
Savini.
sacred. Yes, Tom Savini, that's his name. Tom Savini.
like such
That
simple
is-
such simple tricks he did to make the gore happen because
Yeah,
do you know how the headshots were made?
looked amazing.
Do you know how the headshots were made?
How many what?
You know how the
No.
headshots were made? They put makeup over a quarter tied to a string. And they put it over the head. And then they just rip it.
That's awesome.
Just the most simple, effective way to make it look like as if they got shot in the head. And
yeah, that's fantastic.
yeah.
And
yeah,
that's what Tremors is. It's all practical effects. So Zach loves practical effects, and Tremors 6 wasn't as great, but they still had puppets. So like Tremors 5 was okay.
I'm sorry, you're saying the
Tremors
name wrong. It's not Tremors 6. It's Tremors A Cold Day in Hell.
I know.
Get it right.
Because
And it's
then
direct to
it takes
video.
place
Amazing.
Oh
is
man.
in tundra, the Canadian tundra.
It takes place in
Not
Canada?
not even the awesome kind of tundra, which is the Antarctic tundra. They
The-
go to Canada.
Yeah, the tame, not so awesome Canadian tundra.
However, here's the weird thing about that movie. Even though it's not as great because they're making a lot of bad decisions and get away with a lot of nonsense that they wouldn't have gotten away in the other movies, the cool thing about it is they explain what's going on really well. Whenever you say that's dumb, how are they going to explain that? They do immediately after you ask. So
wait,
why
okay,
are they in
so
the
it
tundra?
takes place in
I thought-
Canada, right?
Yeah, it's in Canada.
You want to know where they filmed it?
Oh, where was it actually filmed?
South Africa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are penguins there, king penguins, but yeah, South Africa.
Did it look like Canada to you?
Yeah.
Were there maple
it
leaves
did.
and huge moose?
No,
Then it's not Canada.
it's not Canada. So they're like, hey, they should have said they were in South Africa because that's where okay, in Tremors 5 there are, because all of the Tremors 1, 2, 3, and 4 takes place in Nevada. It takes place in the Mojave Desert. But in the 5th one, it takes place in the Sahara, African desert. And their Africans ones are crazy, and they jump out of the ground and they spin like drills. And the 6th one's in the tundra. And you're like, why are they in the tundra? The graboids are desert creatures. This is stupid. Explain that.
And they
now.
explained it in a
Like,
shitty way, I'm guessing?
well, it wasn't in a shitty way, but it wasn't in a good way either. It was just just a way.
Explain
They
it in a way.
Right, exactly. They said that the original graboids are the ones from the tundra.
Fucking-
Originally, they were ice-dwelling tundra creatures. The ones that are in the deserts are the evolved descendants of the tundra.
So
ones,
the
not
ones in the
other way
desert are
around.
better?
Yes, the ones in the desert are better.
So they
Better
didn't so it
graboids.
so it couldn't be ramped up in the 6th one?
Right. So the 6 ones had to be worse. But yeah, I thought that was a decent explanation. It's like, because people were saying that the ones in the tundra evolved to be resistant to the cold and ice. But that's not they were like, no, that's not the case. It was the other ones that evolved from the snow and ice to travel through sand. I was like, okay, that's acceptable. But yeah, so Tremor 6, and the reason why I brought up Tremor 6 in the first place was that it's probably going to be better than Monster Hunter if that asshole directs it. Because it has Burt Gummer in it, he's a movie that he could produce.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fact.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
Burt
yeah,
Gummer.
yeah.
So, not the transition, but the transition. I'm sure you guys have heard of, and I'm sure the chat has heard of Thundercats show that's coming.
That was it was on the docket, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is
So,
in the title of this episode.
I'm not upset it's happening because those shows are all doing well. The only problem I have personally with it is why is every show nowadays drawn in the style?
No,
of
that's my problem. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't mind there
But
being
I
a
be
Thundercats
yeah, I-
reboot. It's fine. They made one in 2011 that actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah. The problem is it was canceled because nobody watched it.
Well, it's because they didn't advertise it, and they gave it shitty time slots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I am fucking tired. I am done with this CalArts art style.
yeah, I'm really kind of sick of Steven Universe isn't even a good show. Like, there's no redeeming quality about it. Why is the art
Lots
style
of people are gonna get you.
No, I don't really care. They can send me all the hate mail you want on Twitter. I think that show is horrific. There is the worst part about it. Their animators and artists do not have a set design of what things should look like. That is horrific. They and their reasoning is apparently they want the artists to be free in what they can express and how they should think it should look.
What?
God, there's points where no one knows how tall this character is. He's either smaller than everyone else or suddenly as tall as a refrigerator.
It's
it doesn't make
artistic
fucking
creative
sense.
license.
It is fucking inconsistent. It's not a good show.
And not to mention their fan base is really bad.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
have
heard
not-
nothing but horror
Okay,
stories.
I
That-
can say that the Steven Universe fandom is bullshit. I've seen these tweets. I've saw the retweets of other people retweeting Steven Universe fan because those people are just hyenas.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know
there's-
they nearly drove a
are
girl
my
to
reasons for
suicide.
not liking the show.
yeah,
Like they're separate entirely from me not liking the show. Them and
Right,
themselves are
right.
Yes.
people, but has nothing to do with me not liking the show.
right.
Yeah.
I
of
don't like
course.
the show on the show's own merit.
Right. I cannot say anything. I have not seen the show. I've heard wonderful things about it, and I feel like I will probably like it. But also, I've been surprised before. Like, I hate Bleach, and I thought I would like Bleach. I hate ReZero, like, a lot, and I thought I would like ReZero. You know, I've seen I'm like go into something really.
When you went into
waiting
Sword
to
Art
love it.
Online, what were you expecting?
Not what
You
he
know,
got.
I'm just
Yeah,
because remember I retweeted that one thing where like in the book or of Sword Art
in the
Online.
actual novel, there's like a really, really fan fiction-y sex scene, which is the most poorly written thing I've
It's
ever read.
I think you mean
Right.
hilariously written.
Oh yeah, if it was meant to be intentionally funny, yes. But if it's meant to seem like it's incredibly like arousing,
made a glopping.
Glopping,
Anyway,
yeah.
so
I have seen
yes, not
like,
what I got is the
I've
best
seen
response.
homemade porn better than that is written.
Yeah.
Not what I got is definitely on the head, or on the nose. But I mean, it was new when I saw it, and it was one of those My Baku no Hero Academia things. It was one of those My Hero Academia things where it's new, it's fresh, and everyone's watching it. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it too. And then Sword Art Online happened. I was like,
Yeah.
he's fighting Santa.
Can
I'm done.
Specs?
I'm done.
I don't know if you've ever
It's not
seen the explanation of the first 3 episodes by Drew. It's
Oh, no, I've
amazing.
heard it several times actually. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing rendition.
I
I had to have our friend Lelf actually explain the show to me, and then I actually was like,
yeah,
all right, I'll give it a shot. And then I realized, I'm really not into this.
It was fucking great.
Drew's explanation is fantastic. But to get back on topic of what I was bringing up,
Sorry.
I found a tweet on here that really kind of makes me realize that everyone that's complaining that's about our age about these shows on Cartoon Network needs to shut the fuck up in the first place. This is a tweet from one of the people actually working on the new Ben 10 cartoon. Word for word right here. People who get mad about children's cartoons being optimized for what the current generation of children want to watch rather than the 20 to 30 somethings are wild. I had a guy telling me I deserve to be in that crash that totaled my 650 last year because I work on Ben 10.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's gonna be too
Yeah.
far. But
Millennials, calm the fuck down. Your TV shows are on DVD and Netflix. Go watch that shit. If you want your kids to experience what you did, go have them watch that. That's all I gotta say on
like
it.
the thing about the art style of this new Thundercats thing is,
Oh, yeah,
there's this guy I follow called Oliver Campbell, and he's like, you know, the art style is bad when one hand's bigger than the other, on the same character.
Yeah, my biggest thing on it is it's lazy artistry. It seems like they're literally just using the same six
It's cheap.
people
It's cheap.
to do every single show that's on TV right now. That's my issue.
The art style is
There's-
cheap.
Yeah.
The art style was charming, and all the shows that are currently in it, save for maybe a few of the most recent, they're okay. But
Yeah.
now, like, every new show that comes out with it is just tired and repetitive.
Like even
Yeah,
even
it's been
anime
5
tries to
years.
differentiate itself from each other.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's true. And it's not that the new Thundercats might be bad. It might not be.
I mean, to be fair, Teen Titans Go isn't garbage. If it was garbage, it wouldn't be getting a movie.
Well,
I mean, no, it's just garbage. They just don't want to let it go. Honestly.
Well, no, that's the Emoji Movie. I'm just like, with that, I'm more pissed at the people who went and saw the fucking thing ironically. Don't fucking do that. That's how they make sequels.
I want them to make a sequel so that everybody that went to see it ironically knows not to, and everyone that never went isn't gonna go anyway, and then the second movie will be one of the first movies in so many years that was actually a big screen release that didn't even make its budget.
Guys, I made the mistake of scrolling down Facebook at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and my buddy Jose from back home retweeted. He's really big into like Marvel stuff, but he also really likes Rick and Morty. I just scrolled down and found a picture of Marvel Rick, and he is wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, flipping off the person looking at it, and he is made up of, in the style of Pickle Rick, parts and pieces of every character that showed up in Marvel Infinity War.
That's a lot of work to be done for just like one picture.
Wow.
Yeah, to the point where then Morty is the baby Groot. Pretty phenomenal, actually. Like, the amount of work that went into designing this actually is pretty funny. It definitely earned a share.
Yeah, but you obviously don't get the deeper meaning. You don't have the high IQ that you need to understand.
I definitely have the 220 IQ. I understand exactly what's going on there. And what the artist is trying to convey there is that, look at me, I've turned myself into Marvel. I'm Marvel Rick.
Yeah. The thing that the new Thundercats reboot is that the guy who's making it was like, yeah, no, we don't want to take out action. In fact, like every time we go for a comedy scene, we make just as much. We make even like more action than that comedy scene. And like, yeah, that's how you do it. The art style is just overused.
Not good.
I'm done with the squished bean look.
Yeah.
Talking about like trends that are kind of starting to annoy me. Some person who was in the writing team for Han Solo, the Han Solo movie, was like, guys, Lando Calrissian's pansexual. It's like, oh, okay, is that gonna be a part of the movie? No.
Then why even bring that up?
It's so fucking, it's so overused nowadays. Like that kind of thing. Like, look, they're now gay. Look, this character's gonna be gay, but it's not gonna show in the movie. It's basically called the Rowling Rule, after J.K. Rowling.
Oh, J.K. Rowling, yeah.
Because
I feel like just started doing all that to just try in an attempt to piss people off, and then it didn't work.
But Dumbledore's gay though. But it's not gonna be in the movie though. It's not gonna show in the movie. But I mean, hey, he's gay.
Oh. Hey, by the way, we're gonna throw him off a tower. Just so you know.
Snape gays Dumbledore.
Yeah, throwing your best friend off a tower is how you...
Spoiler, Snape fucks Dumbledore.
But it doesn't show up in the movie.
Doesn't show up in the movie.
At all.
In fact, like, you see the end result as he falls off the tower. It was a hard fuck, man.
Want
Hey.
some fuck?
Yeah, but no, it's like, it reminds you of that time, the Beauty and the Beast remake, or whatever. The live action remake. Or like, what was the sidekick to Gaston?
LeFou.
Yeah, like, he's gay! Doesn't really make an appearance in the movie. So why the fuck
He's
would...
not exactly relevant as a character, so who gives a
It
shit?
doesn't. He should have kissed that guy he was dancing with.
Yeah, give
And-
something. Give us something. Even like a little bit. Just...
I'm happy that people are starting to say that kind of thing, but I am 100% in this boat with you, Freelance, and you, Specs. Absolutely, and 100% can't be more agreed with you guys. If you put it in, if you say it, if you are an official person who has the power to make something canon, and you say it, and then it takes place it had exactly 0 moments in the media that it's being portrayed in, it doesn't count. Stop. It's pissing me off. There are too many people. Too many people are doing exactly what you guys are saying.
If you're gonna say they're gay, I want to see some butt fucking. I'm just.
Me too. I want gay.
Because like the thing is,
just say they're gay.
Like what I'm doing with like the characters in.
Make them gay.
What I'm doing with the characters in my novel is that, like, yeah, I'm making them different sexualities, but I'm making sure that shows in some degrees. The main character in my novel, London, she is asexual, and so she doesn't really focus too much on the having sex part of any relationship she has. She more into like the affectionate kind of side.
Romantic,
And
yeah.
she's pan romantic. So at some point she'll be dating in one book she'll be dating a woman, another she'll be dating a man, another she'll be dating a trans person. So like I want to make sure that every detail of her makes some kind of appearance, unless it's like those little dumb quirks that I want to put in just to have in there. So
because
it's like Chekhov is spinning in his grave right now.
So guys, you know what still exists?
Huh?
You know what still exists?
What?
Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Is this like an advertisement, or are we?
No, like actually, yes. This is the part where we actually do the advertisement.
We're brought to you by Gamer Fuel.
Yeah, no, I actually was at the grocery store today with Quill. He came down to visit for the day, and we took him to Jungle Gym so I could get my groceries done.
Is there a difference between like tastes in Gamer Fuel? Does it taste more like?
It has its own unique flavors that you can't get in the 2 liters, but it's for the Xbox One X. But instead of being for anything I really know about, I was surprised after really looking at it that it's Game Fuel for Forza 7.
Gotta make sure that you're good. You gotta make sure that you're in that racing seat, boy.
Yeah, but it's I just thought it was funny because it's Mountain Dew Game Fuel Tropical Smash. But it actually tastes pretty good. I actually like it.
Wait, why would that be more towards like Sea of Thieves?
You would think like that would be their big title they're trying to push for their console, since aside from PC, that's the only thing it's launching on.
I wonder if Crackdown's gonna be on PC. Probably.
I thought Crackdown came out years ago.
Crackdown 3. Sorry.
Oh, I remember getting
Crackdown. That was the game.
Yeah, I remember getting Crackdown's demo with Saints Row 1 and thought Crackdown was the coolest shit, and then never heard anything about it afterwards.
Crackdown 3 was the game that was going to be Game of the Year.
Okay.
Really? I need to hear about it to be able to know that.
Right,
guys,
exactly.
so-
It needs a serious.
You guys remember I talked about Scalebound in the last show?
Yeah.
It was like
Wait,
this game that they
Earthbound or
canceled
not?
because I don't know, they were dumb. A few days ago, my friend messaged me saying, "Scalebound's back on the marketplace."
What?
I put in the URL for Scalebound again. We are sorry, the page you requested cannot be found.
Really?
Oh!
Troll.
It's like, wow, Microsoft, unless you're gonna be revealing this at next E3, fuck you.
Fuck you.
You just like you have still ripped the only chance at a fun, entertaining, good game from the hands of Xbox One owners.
Well, what was Scalebound supposed to be again?
It was like supposed to be like a Monster Hunter, but you have your own. You can ride dragons, and it's like 4-player co-op too, and it looked cool. It was made by Platinum Games, so obviously the combat would be great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if they are bringing it back, I don't know how they would get Platinum Games back to trust them.
So wait, let's do some quick E3 speculation here. What console's gonna replace the Xbone?
The Switch.
I mean, it's already done that. Like,
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's an article like not like a few years ago about how the guy's like the guy who like works at Sony's like, yeah, no, dude, the Switch, we consider that like, yeah, you'll get a PS4, then you get a Switch. They're usually like consoles that work well together.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's what they're like built to design. They're by design meant to complement each other.
And which is
I'm
great.
Are we going down to 2 home consoles?
I mean,
something
Atari's
like
trying
that?
something.
Yeah, I did see that. Atari is trying something, aren't they?
What about the Ouya?
The what?
Remember the Ouya?
The Ouya. God, hang on, let me.
Ouya.
Ouya. Okay, let me find this.
And the thing is, unless they're gonna give like more multi-platform. Yeah.
Wait, 10. It must have too much water.
Yeah. So.
Let me find out more about this. I've never heard of this thing.
Unless they're gonna talk about like more multi-platform games, Xbox has nothing to talk about at this year's E3 because they already blew their load of Xbox One X and it failed miserably.
Well, dude, hang on. This Ouya thing might be a thing. It's got a game on it called Joe Danger.
I mean, I hope the guys that make a really good game called No Man's Sky.
If
They're
it's
the same
Same
developers.
people, then this needs to die.
The same people.
Oh, let it die.
Let it die.
To get this shit off my computer.
That was the first games they made.
Hang on, let me delete this from my history too.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Don't
doesn't-
worry. The FBI, the game FBI, will be coming towards you.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta link you something here in the chat too. You might be interested in this freelance.
Yeah. So, speaking of Xbox One, they actually made one good decision recently, and that was the adaptive controller.
What's
Uh,
that? Oh,
it's a
yeah,
con-
no, I saw that.
It's a controller meant for people who can't really hold a controller, like an actual controller that we usually use. So they made this new ways, like you can customize it in any way possible to fit your needs, and it apparently it works pretty well with people with disabilities.
Yeah,
and
pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And behind it, and Phil Spencer was like, "Dude, we don't care. We're not trying to be like we're not trying to be competitive with this. Other companies, if you want to use this kind of like this blueprint, go ahead. We just want to let people be able to play games." I'm like, this has been the best decision you've made since
Ever?
I don't know. since Xbox One compatibility, like backwards compatibility.
One compatibility that wasn't built into the console to start.
Yeah.
I mean, it's justifiable with like the Nintendo console, because where are you gonna stuff discs into the fucking Switch?
I just slam it into the screen and it will absorb it. Don't worry.
Yeah, the only thing I've heard that is apparently got Nintendo fans got their panties in a bunch is, I guess, I've only heard rumors of this. I don't know if it's confirmed, but apparently there's not going to be Virtual Console on the Switch.
Didn't they say there was going to be?
I've heard speculation.
I thought they did, yeah.
I thought they had a service where like, yeah, you can play Virtual Console games if you like pay this much a month or something.
I think that's just supposed to be their internet service for doing multiplayer stuff like Splatoon and everything. Because they're upgrading their internet capabilities with the console to improve it, but it's gonna have a fee on it, unlike before where Nintendo Network used to not require you to pay monthly.
That's sad.
Yeah, but like I said, it's only speculation. I don't know if it's true or not.
Alright, so let's I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Steam is recently starting to take out games from its platform.
What the fuck is that shit?
Apparently they're removing games that have quote-unquote pornographic content.
What about pornographic content?
Recently the guy behind Honey Pop was like, they're gonna take my game off Steam because it has pornographic content. And they're doing this to a whole bunch of other games too, like Hyperdimension Neptunia, even like any like Nico Para, basically any anime titty games.
But what about Grand Theft Auto 5 and The Witcher that have?
It's funny they mention that. That's not being removed.
Why?
Because those games sell well.
I mean,
That's fucked up. What the hell?
Like,
it's fucked up, but that's also fair at the same time.
the thing is,
That's a double standard.
I think just allow Honey Pop to be on there. Allow pornographic games to be on there. It's like you are a service. You are meant to just give games, no matter what kind of thing they are, as long as it's not, Baby Killer 2000,
Hey,
Puppy Kicker 500.
Literally anything can be on there.
And things like they allow these shitty games that one of them didn't even have an EXE in it. One of these games that they allowed on through Greenlight, and yet they're taking off these games that have sold fairly well and like are doing them pretty good. I'm pretty sure Honey Pop like sold extremely well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
And the guy who's making it was like working on a game that isn't at all pornographic. I'm pretty sure.
Working on a game that isn't an anime titty game.
Well, I'm pretty sure still have anime titties, but not bare anime titties.
I'm about to go buy every pornographic game on Steam.
Go do that.
Just in a rampage.
Let me see. Like the bank is gonna call you.
Did you just buy all these?
Mr. Andrew Flashy.
In a fit of rage, I bought every porno game on Steam.
Did you buy every pornographic game, or is that just some imposter? No, that was me. Oh.
No, that was me. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
Yeah,
like.
no worries. Thanks for calling, though.
I'm trying to see if there's a list like. Okay, the first article to come up is it's an anime titty holocaust. Let's see. I don't know what kind of games. Like I don't know if they have a list of games that they're gonna be taking off, but like Honey Pop, like who cares? Who cares if they have anime titties in them? It's the person's choice to buy it.
What?
Who the fuck is that in the background? Are you playing something?
I am not.
Oh no, Overwatch put up a stop motion video called Traced and Bake.
Sweet.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but it is very much a double standard. They're not even removing Witcher 3 or GTA 5. I hope they stop this. They cease and halt.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. Let's see. So there was a article that came out, I think, a week ago called "What Stops Females from Going Pro in Esports?"
Nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Like there are like a few. I looked it up. Like there are some fairly professional female players that are
There's a lot
doing
of
well.
them, actually.
Yeah.
Fucking Gaguri on Shanghai Dragons.
Shanghai Dragons.
Half of Overwatch contenders. Like just Overwatch. Like that doesn't even count against all the people who are fucking amazing at Smash.
Don't you mean Melee?
No, Smash 4.
Let it die.
We are bringing.
Take your Melee and see.
You know what'd be great? You know what'd be great during this year's E3 if Nintendo were to come out and go like, "We're bringing back Melee." They take out the disc, break it. Just kidding, you fuckers.
just like
That would be
Earthbound Never Ever Edition.
That'd be amazing. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Though I have something to say about that,
What?
about the female gamer thing.
Yeah.
If somebody if whether or not you're chosen for a team was anonymous, if you sent in gameplay footage of your play and then you were vetted by your ability in the game with nothing else, there probably would be more female professionals.
Mm.
I do think there is a disparity between a gender disparity, but like some on a bias. Now, not as much for professionals in the United States, but way more in the regular quick play kind of game, wherever you're non-competitive stuff. There's a ton of shitting on women. But in the professional scene in the United States, it's better than other countries. Now in Japan, it's the opposite. And like China and the Asian countries, in Japan, fuck female gamers. Like they don't get at all to be professional.
A difference in culture.
It may be, but then in the quick play stuff, like there are a considerable number of Asian female streamers that do video games, so you kind of see that a lot.
Yeah, but I think that's more of an Asian culture thing, and that's how those countries work. They have a different culture than us entirely.
Well, maybe they should stop doing that.
You trying to assimilate my culture?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't know you're Asian.
Different kind of Asian, but still.
I'm from Russia, which
is Asian
means I'm Asian, fucker.
Russia's not Asia, it's Eastern European. Like, dumbass. It makes up the entire northern half of the continent of Asia.
Of Asia, you dumb.
It's not just a part of Asia. It's most of Asia.
Eastern European? What the fuck is that?
It reminds me of this girl that was in my study hall group, that we were in Mr. May's class, and he was one of our social studies teacher and global history teachers at school back in Cleve Hill. And her name was Grace Leggio, and she was fucking stupid. Me and Jeremy would sit there and look right at the map next to us, and we'd go, Grace, show us where South Africa is. and she would point to the whole southern horn of Africa. No, Grace, the country South Africa. Yeah, it's right here. And literally, like, Grace, it's the fucking country at the bottom of the place, not the southern half of the continent.
What a dumb
You go
bitch.
tell Russians that they're Eastern Europeans and see how they react.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia.
God, you tell Russians they're Asians and see how they react. Like,
Fuck that bitch.
motherfucker.
This is Russia.
Tell the Chinese they're Eastern European.
Right. All right. I know if you want to.
They probably prefer it because it's not communism.
Piss. If you want to piss someone off, tell anyone in India that they're Eastern European. They will be like, "Fuck you, British asshole."
Get the fuck out of my fucking country, you fucking cunt.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
shit.
back then.
Sorry, freelance.
Immediately just.
You just like,
Sorry, can you guys like kind of glitched out a bit? Sorry. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I'm just now going through articles that I found on Niche Gamer, and apparently there is one article that says Yoko Taro tells people to stop complaining about cosplay and fan art.
what?
Yeah. Let's see. Yoko Taro, he's the guy behind Nier and Nier Automata.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's fairly weird.
Oh, he's very strange.
He's very extremely strange. If he once killed someone for his T-shirt. I'll have to show you guys that. I'll have to show you guys that video.
Yeah.
So yeah.
From the deep web YouTubes?
No, it's a joke. He did an advertisement for Nier Automata T-shirts.
Oh.
And he's like, now we have Nier Automata T-shirts. Here, hold this microphone. And he just starts grabbing the T-shirt from the dude holding it. And then the next thing you know, he's on the floor rolling, going, Nier Automata T-shirts, Nier Automata T-shirts. Yeah, so the developer was browsing fan art and cosplay from Nier Automata, as he frequently does and loves doing, when he noticed an image that looks like character Nana is fighting off a bunch of 2B copies. He thought it was one person that took multiple photos and combined it somehow. To his surprise, it was several 2B cosplayers. He followed up by saying that he doesn't post links or actively retweet cosplayer illustrations because he wants to avoid sending weird people to their account. He noted that he will post things if they professionally cosplay or do illustrations, as getting exposure helps their career, saying that's a standard practice at their company. Huh. He concluded by saying there are tons of people who complain about cosplay and fan art people are producing. Even if the illustration is bad or if cosplay looks entirely different from the character, they still make me happy. These fans do it because they basically just like to do it, so onlookers should just shut up and stop complaining. That's what I think, at least.
Shut the fuck up and stop complaining.
Yo, boy, yeah. Sure, she might look nothing like 2B, but shut the fuck up. It's great.
Shut the fuck up. They took time to make that.
It's kind of a mentality that even like authors or fanfic writers have, are like, if you make some fan art of my fanfic, I don't care what it looks like.
I love you no matter what. You try your best. You know what? You did your best. It's going on the fridge.
It's going on the fridge, the non-existent fridge.
You gave it your best. Gold star.
Go star. Oh, apparently Valve relaunched their website and teased like a top secret new games.
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3, confirm. It's, I don't know. Like I said before, it's too late. It's way too late.
Alex getting super pissed at Overwatch right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. He's getting fucking deleted, I guess, and he's getting kind of heated on it.
Yeah, so let's see. Some games have been delayed to 2019. Shenmue 3, Metro Exodus, Stalker 2 has been announced.
What?
Huh?
Metroid Exodus?
Metro Exodus.
Metroid Exodus.
Fucking no.
Metroid Prime 4 ODST?
No.
Halo 6 confirmed for Switch?
No. Yeah, see, No Man's Sky is gonna have another update. I wonder what it's gonna put in.
No, let it die. Let it die. Stop giving it something.
Honestly, I am kind of impressed how much they are still like seeking to trying to make it a better game.
I gotta give them credit though. As much as I think that it's a total bombed failure and it should just be taken as such and try again, I do admire their tenacity at trying to fix them.
Yeah. So that seems to be all I have to talk about. What about you guys?
Well, Drew's in the bathroom
Why didn't he bring us with him?
because I don't think he wanted to carry his whole computer. I can bring you with you because I can just switch off the computer to my phone.
Sweet.
Right, and you can join me
I can hear you pee.
on my throne. I can smell you when you pee.
So do you have anything to talk about, Specs? Like anything, any articles?
Let me see. Hang on. There are official Kirby-themed Switch pouches heading to Japan this August.
Sweet.
They're the smaller ones that aren't like really nice.
Are they the
cheap
ones? Do they have zippers in the mouth so that you put the things in the mouth?
No, it's.
What's the
it's
fucking point?
Yeah, I know, right? They've got apparently Best Buy's Gamers Club discount and rewards program just suddenly got canceled and just removed randomly.
Oh, so that's what that meme picture meant. Because I saw the one that was like, I don't feel so good,
Yeah.
and it shows the card just fading away.
Yeah, it says articles reads here. If you still love buying physical games and picking up your amiibo at a discount, there's some sad news to report on regarding the last bastion of lower rates. Best Buy's Gamers Club is no more, effective earlier today. Along with that means the end of Gamers Club Unlocked, the paid extra membership that gave you 2 years off a 20% cut on games, amiibo, and more for just $30. Service is unavailable to purchase online or in store, with signage to come down to try and wipe the service from their stores. Those who are currently members, you'll still get your benefits until your membership expires at its natural date 2 years from your initial purchase. It's an unfortunate blow to collectors and consumers. Best Buy has yet to make a public statement on the matter.
Huh.
Yeah.
We kind of just run out of things to talk about. Drew, you got anything?
Yes. I have one thing to talk about. I watched Agretsuko.
What is?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Agretsuko is an anime that went onto Netflix recently. Very, very new, like 2.5 weeks. And it has basically entirely consumed my timeline in Twitter. It's just everywhere. So I was like, okay, this looks cute. I'm going to watch it. So the premise is that it is a super short time commitment. There are 10 episodes, and each episode is 15 minutes. That's 2.5 hours to watch the whole.
Why didn't they just make it a movie?
Right? That would have been way better. So Agretsuko, everybody's watching it, loving it. So I watched it, and I learned that Agretsuko is important. Its message should be understood and accepted, and it is socially important, but it's actually not that good.
No.
It's, I would say, a 6 out of 10. It's a little bit better than your run-of-the-mill stuff, but I think the big reason I didn't get into it as much as some other people is because I am not the targeted demographic. This isn't something like My Little Pony where it aims for little girls and then a bunch of 30-year-old men start watching it. This is specific for one kind of person. Women.
Women.
The idea, the premise of the show is that Retsuko, a red panda, is a female Japanese office worker. And her boss is a bastard. And her sub boss, her supervisor, is a bitch. She is horrible, and the director is horrible, and her office life is nothing about her life is good. And the way she goes about venting is every day after work, she'll go to a karaoke room. She'll go rent a karaoke room, and she just screams death metal the entire time. So she's this cute little red panda, and then she gets to that room, and she grows fangs and claws like a werewolf, and her fur stands on end, and she screams into the microphone. Her pupils go away, and then she screams Japanese death metal.
Huh.
Which is the best death metal.
Right. So I was like, okay, that sounds like a great premise. I'm going to watch that. But the entire show is about her getting shit on and only ever getting little victories. Like, she gets little victories, but she never gets a win. She never actually wins. It's like capping 1 point in Overwatch.
Man, we got that first point on Horizon Lunar Colony. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, but we still lose because the second point's impossible.
Well, that's control point in general, though.
Yeah.
Always harder on the second point. The game's by design built that the farther you go on a map, the more advantageous it is for the defense.
Right. But that's so, like, she never gets a win. It's like she always gets shot on and it's never happy. She gets little victories, like sometimes, like one episode she talks back to her boss. It's like, oh my god. Oh, and they make a big deal about that, like an exaggerated deal about it, which is funny, but in the end it's just a little win because she immediately goes back to being a subservient pushover, and she's like, they call her a good girl and a responsible girl, and that's just the kind of person. She doesn't have the gumption to ever talk back to her boss or say anything mean to him, even though she should. She has the right to, and she ends up befriending two of don't work in her department but are still directors in the company, and they're older women, and they go to karaoke with her, and she reveals her secret that she actually sings death metal, and they're super into it, and they become really great friends, and those two characters make the show worth watching, because they are better characters than Retsuko is. So it sucks because, like, the show is really great at putting its message. Its animation is cute. It's an important show to watch, and I think people need to understand that women get shit on all the time in that setting, in an office setting. That it's way worse for them.
Yeah.
But as far as enjoyability goes, impressed.
That's fair.
But it is very important. I can't stress enough how important it is that people actually accept the message. But yes, so enjoyability, not so much.
Yeah.
Message, super great.
I can see the way you're describing the way that message is presented being prevalent to American women in that setting, but even more so to Japanese women in that setting.
Right.
It's by design meant to paint a light on just how shitty it actually is, because that's how it is. Like, when you work for someone, your boss is your absolute superior. They may as well be a deity.
Yeah.
Don't talk back. You talk back to people in Japan like that, they can fire you on that by itself.
That's true.
They tell you to do something, you fucking do it. Like, there's no questioning it.
And I think that is true. I think that's that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Is that it is not only about working office women. It is even more specifically about Japanese office working women, and I think you're absolutely correct. Is that
a big thing in Japan? Like, we don't do that in English, but they have specific affixes to when you say someone's name and how you say it to show the level of respect you're giving them.
Honorifics.
Not using the proper one of those people will not only disown you for it, you can be fired. There's times you can do it. You can be publicly chastised for it even, and that's
They
how
are
their
very
culture
important.
works. Like it's a different. It seems completely outlandish to us.
Oh, Specs
But-
Coon.
It's how it is. What?
Specs and Drew Coon.
Coon.
Coon. That usually means like. It's usually meant for boys, but it's usually just meant for just people you're friends with, I think.
I'm not really sure. I don't. Really,
So I
don't-
usually go by Free Coon. Free Coon.
Freak Coon?
I watched like one episode of one anime, and I do plan on continuing it, but it's a slice of life one, cutesy girl kind of thing. But I like its kind of theme. It's got a theme of like language barriers, because it's like one of those things where like a Japanese girl, when she was younger, she went out to England.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Kiniro Mosaic is what it's called. She went out to England and she made a friends with like the person whose house she was staying at, and they made sure like to stay in touch. And then one day, the British girl decided to come to Japan and start going to school there and start living with her friend. So it's basically about lesbians.
It's basically about lesbians.
Well, I mean, like from what I've heard, they're the two friends of the Japanese girl. Like one of them is actually into the other one, and the other one doesn't know.
Doesn't notice.
Yeah, and two main characters. I mean, how are they not lesbians? But
freelance, my friend.
this,
You
yeah,
know what you should be watching?
what?
Magical Girl Ore,
Why?
because it's fucking phenomenal.
I still need to finish up Blue Witch Academia.
I mean, do that too, because that's also very good.
I need to start on Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah, honestly, watch it in English because it's phenomenal in English. I feel like it's too cut. and
Shut up,
dry.
punk.
No, dude, I'm honestly.
No,
I
not you.
really
No,
believe-
Punk's in the chat.
Oh, where?
He's calling us freaking weebs. Can you
Oh,
believe
Yeah,
him?
there he is.
What a fucking jerk bitch.
You could always join the podcast.
Yeah.
Could do that.
Don't you have Sonic Adventures to play?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ouch. Fucking got him. Got him. Ooh, that was
Ooh.
extra spicy.
Ooh. Oh God, he's here! Oh God, he's here!
Quick!
Run!
Mute him, sir. I will have you know, sir, I was playing Sonic Unleashed.
Isn't that basically Sonic Adventures 3?
Not really. Are you serious?
Oh yeah, we literally just got done talking about
Oh,
that.
that's funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Why don't we just talk about Neo Yokio, for fuck's sake?
Oh my god, Neo Yokio so funny.
Is it? Is it really?
Yes, yes it is. I love
Or
it.
is just the second episode funny?
No, in the fourth episode very specifically was funny because it references my favorite anime.
And that is.
And that is.
On behalf.
I thought you were gonna say Sword Art Online.
I
Oh
somehow,
yeah, I'm sure you were.
I don't know why, but I was thinking of JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is.
I
literally
haven't
how to
watched it.
describe Magical
I haven't
Girl.
watched it.
It's magical
only-
girl anime with dudes.
I've
Dude,
watched a grand
nothing really to
total of
expect.
maybe. Oh my god! I think because a friend of mine a couple of years ago tried showing me the anime, tried showing me JoJo, and I watched a
JoJo's
little bit of
amazing.
it. I'm like,
It's a bit strange from what I've heard. Some might say bizarre.
Yeah,
Dun-dun,
JoJo's
dun,
Bizarre
dun, dun,
Adventure
dun.
is indeed quite in fact very bizarre, but it's also very funny.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not gonna sit here and bash on it and say, oh, it's a piece of shit and you're dumb for liking it. No.
Have you
No.
watched Fist of the North Star yet?
Yes, I have seen Fist of the North Star.
One of the greatest things in all film photography of all time. Greatest piece of cinematography 2018, and all previous years.
if we're still like
Magical
Yeah,
Girl Ore. The picture, like the title picture, is it seems incredible.
It's nothing like any magical girl thing you've ever watched before.
I all I see is this like really hot guy in a magical girl outfit, and
I'm telling you, it is like no other magical girl you've ever watched before. It is.
And now I really want to watch it.
Drew, it's so good that I sat and watched all of it and caught up to where it was current at the time. And I don't do that with stuff.
I mean, I can dig it.
Oh,
I'll
God.
keep that in mind.
That actually reminds me, like I've built the what was it last year? Specs at TrotCon. Remember, it was like you, me, and oh god, who was it? There was someone else. We were watching My Hero Academia.
Oh, it was Chris.
Yeah,
Did you
Chris.
go to the hotel room? Me and Demos were watching My Hero Academia.
Yeah. We were watching, and then I said, "Oh, I'm gonna binge watch it when I get home." I still gotta like watch it a little bit more. I've been like watching it in like little trickles, so Chris is probably gonna kill me.
I finished the first season. I haven't finished the second season yet.
Chris
I
is
haven't
probably
finished
gonna.
the second
I
season.
think I started the second season a little bit, but I've only watched.
I still need.
I got to the tune-in exams and stopped.
I
got
still
to the
need to finish
tuning exams and stuff.
I still need to finish the first season.
I still need to start watching it.
Are you gonna see Rock Lee fight Gaara, the greatest fight in all animation?
which is incredible. Yes, I loved the tune-in exams. The problem with the Boku no Hero Academia is that I've already seen Naruto and Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho and Fairy Tail and One Piece and every other anime that is exactly like it in every way that has a tournament that all the characters fight. It's like, well,
there is one. I know you didn't. I know you didn't say it, but there's one anime entirely. Yes.
The premise of the show is martial arts tournaments, though. That gets a pass.
Yeah, I just suppose.
Oh god, speaking of Dragon Ball, I still need to watch Super.
Okay,
I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah, I've heard it's extremely good.
It's fan servicey as shit, but it's actually done well.
The only little bit of like exposure I've had to Super in any way was the characters that they added from Super into Dragon Ball Fighters.
That's fair.
And that's all the exposure I've had to Super. I'm like, who are these characters? Everyone else I recognize.
AJ, Android 21 isn't in the show.
No.
That was apparently Toriyama's answer to Female Boo.
Yeah, Android 21 is actually a really good fighter once you get her unlocked.
According to Toriyama, that was the answer to people clamoring for Female Boo.
Yeah.
Because everyone kept asking for it.
Oh yeah, you know what? Since we're on fighters. Kid Boo's a little shitty Kid Boo.
He is always a bitch and a fucking.
In Fighters is even worse because he has such a tiny ass hitbox.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh god.
Did
like
he make his combos harder in this one?
His combos are a little bit tougher, but then you can just like I think you can at least with Frieza, you can kind of stop him and be a little bit of a dick yourself and just keep spamming rock throw over and over and over
so
again.
Frieza becomes Geodude.
Pretty much.
So Geodude counters Boo. Awesome. Now I know how to beat him. I'll just bring up my Alolan Geodude. Throw rocks at him. Hit him a couple more punches.
Oh god, you know what? Speaking of fighting games, not to change the subject on a fucking dime, but E3 better get here soon because I want to see Smash Brothers on Switch.
Yeah. Oh, AJ, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know how close you follow Twitter throughout the day, but let me pull this up because I showed this to Drew in Freelance. But let's hit this docket one more time.
Okay.
You know who Strat is, right?
Yes.
He sent me this, and he sent it to Luke, and it got forwarded to me. But this is the leaked quote-unquote E3 2018 Nintendo presentation document. So for the Switch, we have Super Smash Bros. Hate Sex, which we're having a trailer and a Goku reveal. Metroid Prime 4 ODST, Halo 6 crossover promotion.
Oh god, this is like Cold Steel levels of dumb.
Wait,
of
there's
amazing.
more.
Oh, okay.
Fox Zero with OXs in parentheses. Presentation featuring Miyamoto destroying the last F-Zero GX disc on stage.
Well, the funny thing is, Nintendo they don't do big presentations at E3 anymore. Now, apparently, so does Sony. Sony's not doing a big presentation at E3 this year.
But I have more. I have more.
Okay, what else we got?
Bayonetta 3, new cinematic gameplay style featuring the Cereza button. Cameo blocks everyone on Twitter live.
Oh God. Okay.
But wait, there's more. Pokemon Go Muck and Pokemon Go Voltorb. Muck version covered in collectible goo. Voltorb version causes users switch to self-destruct.
Jesus. Okay.
Paper Mario and the paper pun everyone's thought of before. It's still
I
not
saw
the game
this on
anyone
Twitter.
wants.
And now I know where you got this from. I saw that floating around on Twitter.
Fire Emblem Ceremony. Highlight new polygamy mechanic for people who want multiple lives.
Oh my God.
And that finishes the Switch setup. Now for the 3DS, we have Yoshi's Flippy Dippy, featuring new baby Sonic partner.
What?
Mario and Luigi Partners in Time DX, additional Teenage Mario and Teenage Luigi partners for triple stacking action.
Mamma mia, Luigi. Mama doesn't understand me.
But wait, there's more. Earthbound Never Ever Edition. Just let it go, you fucking children.
Jeez.
That's the
And then-
funniest one.
And then the new 1DS SL for users who wanted sub 240p options.
Oh my God, we're going like to the early primordial days before YouTube.
Yep, the pre-YouTube days.
Oh God, but still, it's like, Nintendo. I got high hopes for them. I got. high
Oh,
hopes.
I realized another thing we could talk about.
What's up?
The Overwatch event.
Oh yes,
Overwatch
anniversary. Let's go.
Yeah, the second anniversary event. It happens on May 22nd, and all the skins have been leaked already.
Oh,
literally all of them.
wait, they're already down. Like you
Yeah.
can get them in game already.
No, you can't. But they all leaked, like every single one of them.
Jesus Christ, can any
Yeah, Jeff
publisher
Kaplan
hang
did a
on to one thing
presentation
for a
on it
day?
apparently at the Overwatch League today during intermission between two of the games.
Apparently, there was also a leak with Sonic Mania Plus, and that got leaked the second time from
Oof.
Sega.
Oops.
That, like, can any publisher hang on to what they want to show off?
I guess.
No,
Like-
not apparently.
But still, I'm really stoked for Overwatch Anniversary. Is there going to be like any kind of, other than the skins that they're showing off, that they're going to give the other characters?
Yes, they're
Is
giving
there going to be like a new game mode or anything?
Brigitte and Moira are getting dance emotes.
Moira's dance mode also confirms her as Punk Goth.
As goth, yeah, goth,
Or Cyber Goth.
cyber goth.
Wow,
Cyber
color
Goth,
me surprised.
Brigitte, she is dangerous.
Yeah, she
I
is.
haven't
She's
played-
my favorite character.
I
Dive
haven't played Overwatch. The
Reinhardt's
last time
my
I
favorite
played
character.
the last time I played Overwatch was during the what was it? The Retribution event. That was the
Wasn't
last
that
time.
long ago.
Yeah, I know. It was,
Yeah,
well,
that
after
wasn't,
that,
that
though,
wasn't too long ago.
after that game mode stopped, I didn't go into quick play or anything. I've been so wrapped up in a million fucking things at once, so
Yeah,
Brigitte's
I
the
haven't-
best.
I haven't had the time.
There's a
I
lot of
really need to
content
get
to
back
be
into it.
made.
Yeah, and on top of that, I've been also getting back into what is it? I've been getting back into Smash Brothers when it comes to just like competitive
Ooh, I
fighting.
know what that sounds like. That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, I'm throwing down the gauntlet.
Melee?
I've been
Where's
throwing down the gauntlet since I got my Wii U back, and Drew over here is like, you got nothing on
Hold
me.
up, where's my?
Well,
my
yeah, I
Sega
mean-
memes?
I want to take you on before ChawCon. Let's go.
If want it, I guess, as
I
long as you
do.
consent to the brutality that I'm going
There
to
it is.
inflict
I
upon
found it.
you.
Oh, bring it. Just
I found
just
the
like
gift.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson would say, just bring it. Let's go.
I got the
Whenever
gift.
you want to throw down.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I can't see
I
anything in the
wish
GIF.
I could give you more stocks than me.
Oh my. Okay. Okay.
What's
Like, maybe we can start with 5 and I'll see SD
it's
twice.
just a GIF zooming in on a bunch of people. There's nothing going on.
See, dude, you're doing a lot of talky, but can you walk the walkie? Let's go.
You both are doing
I mean,
that.
Yes,
I've
I
actually
my
seen that
my
walkie
Wii
walkie.
U's hooked up and sitting right here.
All right, that's it. All right, I sent you a friend request a long time ago. But when this podcast is done,
Do we
I say
have
we
to
do
be
it.
friends to play it? No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, Drew,
Be friends afterwards.
Ooh, Drew spit hot fire.
Drew, you're breaking my heart.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't go breaking my
I
heart.
didn't notice you had done that because I haven't actually signed on multiplayer in forever with Smash.
I get you.
Some back and forth. Vegeta just constantly getting pissed about Goku not respecting him as a fighter.
Now we just have this horrible, this horrible image. Like Drew says that it's just like, do we have to be friends? It's just like come Trakon. I go in to give the guy a hug and he freaking pie faces me. It's just like, nope, talk to the hand.
No, it doesn't just pie face you. He just uppercuts you.
Damn! I don't think it'd be
Like,
that bad.
You asked for this. You couldn't just leave it alone.
I thought when you challenged me to Smash, I thought you meant we're actually gonna fight.
Honestly, guys,
I had my combo ready and everything.
watch with me doing all this streaming and freaking YouTube and stuff. All of a sudden, like new Smash comes out, and it's like, oh, apparently Specs is a deity at this game.
No, it's like
That would be amazing. I would love that if you picked up Smash 5 and somehow you were just some bizarre Smash 5 savant. You like all the characters that are already in the game you're still terrible with, but one character comes out and it's like you play that character and you are unstoppable.
Watch it be okay.
Watch it be bread from I Am Bread.
Okay,
It's the
I'm
bread
calling
from
it-
I Am Bread.
From I Am Bread.
I'm calling it now. Watch Specs is gonna play this game. He's gonna play as the Inklings, and then the Inklings are gonna be his new main.
And
Like
they're just
that'll
gonna-
be the
he's just
character
gonna
he's
destroy.
unstoppable.
Honestly,
with.
AJ, I called Inklings as my main when it announced that they were going to be in the game. Like they could be the worst.
You like
characters in the
them,
game, I would
fine.
make them good.
I'm ready. I want to see this game in action. I wonder if it. Well, okay, I did get it. There was one report that came out that actually made me really happy when I heard it. That Sakurai's work schedule for this particular game is not as strenuous as it's been for the last couple of Smash Brothers.
Ooh, that could
So-
be balance, actual balance.
The next melee is coming.
I have you on my friends list already.
Oh, do you? Well, I had to. Well, I had to borrow my Wii U from a friend, and I had to completely remake a new Nintendo Network ID.
Okay, well then I did not get your friend's request.
What? That's weird. Okay, hold up. Let me send that to you really quick. Whenever I can get the Wii U.
Yeah, but
set to work.
Specs, that GIF you sent, there's no one in it.
Yeah, I know. I
don't see
realized
anything.
that after sending it,
Yeah, there's no one there.
I don't see anyone.
Bro, I went and saw Deadpool 2 today, guys.
How is it?
Yeah,
It's pretty fucking amazing.
Is it
Deadpool
just-
2 is incredible.
Is
Like,
it
it's
just
so
as good,
good-
if not
it's so
funnier than
good
the
that
first
you
movie?
can't compare it to the first one because both of them could be the first Deadpool.
Wow.
Yeah, both of
Well,
them
like
could
to
be
be,
the
it probably
first
is better
Deadpool
than the
movie.
first because the first was like it was kind of a safe. They were trying to be safe with it a bit.
It was
Well,
still, I
they
can't
were
compare
kind of.
the- 'cause
they didn't know if
way
Deadpool was
they
gonna be a
tell this
success.
one's so much different. They tell this story differently, and it's really not. It's a whole different movie. It's not really something you can compare to the first one.
How
The
many
first
times does he
one-
break? How many times does he break the fourth wall?
Way more
classic.
times.
Yeah, classic Deadpool fashion.
He has shorter wall breaks, but more of them than the first one because the first one had several longer fourth wall
It
breaks.
also has
Oh,
the
that
greatest
makes me
ending
happy.
sequence in any Marvel film of all time.
Nice.
It's got the
Oh,
best after credits.
Even Guardians of the Galaxy with Howard the Duck.
Oh,
Yeah.
blows out of the water.
You know what? Speaking of Marvel, guess what I got pre-ordered on PS4?
Hey, Spider-Man.
I got Spider-Man.
Spooder Moon?
Yeah, I might
Spider-Man.
get that myself when it comes out.
I'm so excited for Spider-Man. The funny thing is, you got Spider-Man coming out the first week of September, and then 2 weeks after that, on Friday, you got Spyro.
Wait, how can you be playing a Spider-Man game?
What do you mean?
That's funny.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Got him.
You
Got him.
son of a I got spoiled, man. I got spoiled because of that. I never unfollowed someone on Twitter so goddamn fast. I was so angry.
Ouch.
Like I eventually followed them. I eventually followed them back, but it was just like, no, you motherfucker.
Still don't see that friend's request.
I'm on it.
I
Just
can't
had to-
slaughter you if you don't get on.
Oh, shut the. Mm.
Oof.
Your cockiness will be your downfall.
I mean,
Alright,
eventually,
it's
but not when you're fighting me.
Oh.
Son of a bitch!
Damn!
He's got so,
Drew
he's
spit
got-
out fire.
he's
AJ,
gotten
what
so cocky
guys,
since
what
the
do you
last
think
time
this
I
is,
fought Drew. Damn.
Guys,
It's because I've gotten better since the last time you fought Drew.
guys, it's time for our advertiser again. Because AJ, I brought this up earlier. Because I
Okay.
found it at Jungle Gyms at the grocery store today. And
Okay.
I told you guys about it, but I found Mountain Dew Game.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's called Tropical Smash. What's funny? Now it's for the Xbox One X, which I would figure it usually is going to be for that, because the Mountain Dew's deal they have with Xbox. But the game it's for kind of threw me a bit. Guess what game it's for?
What game?
Forza 7.
What?
That's what I said. I didn't realize until I got home. I was like, this Forza 7? I thought it was for like PUBG when I saw the guy on the side of it. Then I took a closer look and was like, oh, that's not PUBG. That's Forza 7?
It would make more sense if it was PUBG.
Yeah, I would have figured PUBG would have been a better
Well, because
pick.
that's like the big Xbox game
It's
right
the
now.
only
Which is,
Xbox title. Except
well,
everyone's on PC.
well, that's not on. Well, okay. I was just trying. I'm
Maybe
trying
the
to
problem with
think of the
Xbox is every big title it has made a PC release, making the console itself.
I'm
logistically
guaranteeing you. I am
Right.
gonna guarantee you right now.
Halo 6 is gonna be on PC.
Yep. Halo's gonna end up on PC.
irrelevant. Yeah.
I would not be. I would.
I mean,
not
there's
be
already
shocked.
Halo Online.
AJ, I can understand your feel for Halo and how much you love the Xbox console because of Halo, and I can sympathize with that. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I honestly believe that we're going to be going into, if not 2019, 2020, as a two-home console generation.
That's my bet. Honest, no, like
Xbox is going to drift out, and we're only going to have the home Nintendo console and the home Sony console.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like honestly, I'm not. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked because
Like,
Microsoft
I
really.
honestly see the Xbox being replaced by the Oculus Rift.
That's a little bit of a.
It's not even a gaming
The
console.
Oculus Rift, I would say no. I would say just PC gaming as a whole because a lot of their big exclusives are on PC.
They're all
Cuphead
PC.
originally on Xbox, it's also on PC. PUBG on PC, on console, and what else? They got Halo 5 Forge mode, but you can still play custom games on PC.
Halo Online.
The Halo Online situation that's been kind of dealt with because Microsoft sent cease and desist.
Aw.
So, Drew, they pulled a Hasbro. They pulled a Hasbro and shut down Halo.
When you
Oh, they didn't
only
shut it.
have
They
one
didn't shut it
title
down.
to save your console, I guess. Just
Console this generation. I would say my current.
library to do it. If
Yeah, it does.
If the library for the Switch doesn't entice you, PlayStation 1 probably will.
Like what really got me like thinking, holy crap! Like the moment that I said Nintendo was back, is the moment I picked up and played Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh,
That
dude,
was it.
Honestly,
I want to play that game, but I
It's-
can't. I own it,
You own it.
He owns
Yeah.
it, but not a Switch.
but I don't
You
own a
own it.
Switch.
No.
My parents got it for me for Christmas, and they were like,
You can put it on your game console. What game
This-
console?
They were like, we know you don't have a Switch. It's too expensive. Here's the game. So
You could just
when
stare at
you
it.
get it,
So it's just sitting there like, hey Drew, why don't
You
you
just-
get that Switch?
You
It's
could just
free."
stare at it
Alright.
and imagine what game it would be like.
and I'm like, how would you like it to work on my part-time job?
And then someone walks in and is like, why the fuck are you talking to nothing like that?
Right. Hey guys, Mario Odyssey for me starts Monday night. Mario Monday is what I'm turning that one into.
I'll probably start Okami soon.
When it comes to
And Subnautica is getting an expansion pack.
what's getting an
I
expansion,
haven't started that yet. I really should.
Subnautica.
I can start feeling- I
It's
think the
2019 is the full release. Sometime early 2019.
Oh,
So that's good.
I find
Arctic Monster. It's gonna be Arctic stuff.
I find it funny that like just when it comes to just like expansions, the next major
Oh.
update that's gonna hit Minecraft on PlayStation, that's gonna be the last one.
Yep.
You're not gonna be Riley Robinson.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently the expansion pack for Subnautica is you're playing as a different protagonist.
Oh.
And this is
Oh.
post Subnautica ending time period.
Huh.
I need to play this game and get through it then. Like this needs to be in the next series. It has to be.
Yeah, and it's 33 hours of fantastic game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Drew sent you for an invite on Wii U.
Okay, let's see.
Play you?
I'm just in Subnautica staring at the endless ocean and just like going like I'll get there eventually.
Oh,
Still
there
don't-
was
I still
one.
think the
I'm
best
not.
part is, as sad the ocean as I am petrified of everything down there. The fact that I can't swim.
Oh, you know what? Now I just thought about this. Now, you know what's funny?
Huh.
The fact that when it comes to ports, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is coming out much earlier than expected.
Yeah.
It's coming
I'm
out
not
June
upset by that, 'cause
29th.
I really want to play Crash Bandicoot. I've never gotten this opportunity.
Yeah, I've never
Wait,
played-
you never played the original Crash games?
Never
Never
got the
played.
chance to. I never on the consoles it was for.
Me neither.
It was only
I
on
was,
PlayStation.
I was always interested in him, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper were the ones that I always saw. Was like, oh, that'd
What
be
about
cool,
Jack
but I
and
don't know.
Daxter?
I didn't play
Yeah.
I played Ratchet and Clank the reboot on PS4. It's not that bad. I mean, I like the fact that they actually decided to just sprinkle in little clips from the movie.
Yeah,
The
I've
original
never-
games are amazing.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I've
original
never-
game is great.
Yeah, I never got to play them, but I'd always see him watching like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and stuff growing up. I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. But then I'm like, it's for PlayStation. I can't afford that, and we didn't have money, so it's like I was lucky I actually even had a GameCube.
Yeah, Ratchet.
Like that was like
Ratchet
a
is fun.
huge surprise. I never thought I'd actually own one.
Well, you know, and I'm willing to believe and willing to, just like confidently say that come E3 time, they're gonna reveal that Spyro is also gonna be on Switch.
Yeah, I would be
And in
surprised
Smash.
if it wasn't.
Oh yeah, you heard about that rumor too? That both Crash and Spyro are
Crash
rumored-
and Crash and Spyro.
If that's gonna be the case, I want Solaire in there. He's got an amiibo.
If they put
he has an amiibo, he
if
can
they put Crash Bandicoot in Smash, that's my main. That's my main. I will make him my main.
Solaire for Smash.
I mean,
Solaire
he
for Smash.
could easily just be a DK clone.
Pretty much. Well, the spin, yeah, because that's his main attack.
Oh
He could
yeah,
pull-
the spin and the ground pound he could get away
Fruit
with
bazooka.
instead of just slamming it would be like a Bowser bomb.
he would get like a free. I can see him getting like the fruit bazooka as like maybe a side B.
I can see him being basically a clone of DK, but like being lighter and faster. And that would be
Wait,
awesome.
guys, his final smash, his head just grows to the size of the screen. And he goes, whoa.
That would be funny. I would love the final smash to actually be like just the boulder.
It's just a boulder.
Oh, and he runs from it, but it hits everybody else.
Yeah. That'd be
would be
fucking great.
That would be funny.
Either that or watch it be like it's either gonna be that or no, they would make him I would see they would make him an item. Aku Aku.
Yeah. I
They
can
put
see
Yeah.
that.
3 Aku Aku masks. It's like they put 1 Aku Aku mask, you take a hit, but you don't take no damage.
Oh, AJ, you know
two
what I'm
Aku
pretty sure is
Akus.
going to be an item in Smash Brothers?
What's that?
You've played through Breath of the Wild, right?
Yep.
You know the guy that you can buy the monster items from?
Oh my god.
The
I
hammer
know.
he sells when you slide
I
it
know.
4 times and just send shit flying. I swear that dude, that's gonna be an item in Smash.
Oh, you know what? There's one character I've predicted this, but I don't know if it'll come true, but I'm like praying to God it does because the timing of it would be perfect and they've worked with Square Enix in the past. Now's the time. Put Sora. Put
I
Sora in
mean,
the
yeah.
Smash Brothers.
We're not gonna
Put
get
Goofy
Kingdom
and
Hearts
Donald
3,
Duck
so we
in
may as well put
Smash
him-
Brothers.
If they
Well,
don't
he
get,
plays
well,
like,
I
he
would.
plays like Ice Climbers and has the two
Put
of
Mike
them with-
Wazowski in Smash Brothers.
Okay, I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they couldn't get Donald and Goofy because they have to go through Disney. But I really think they could pull off at least getting Sora.
I think that would be fair enough for Kingdom Hearts fans, since frankly they're not getting a game this year.
Right,
John
they're not
Cena for
getting
Smash
any-
Bros. Win.
Hello?
Their last their last big premiere they had recently, they were showing the same gameplay footage they've showed for the last couple of years.
The Toy Story World. They're showing a little bit more of that. And
But it's still
Nomura
largely unfinished.
Nomura has gone on record saying that they're going to reveal the release day in less than a month.
I would say predictions should be out for a 2019 release.
I'm still thinking it's gonna be holiday 2018.
I'd
I
be
have a
surprised.
gut feeling.
I would be
Nomura
surprised
will
right
not
now,
let
and
us
I can
down.
only feel bad for people who love that game because.
Hey man, I got my dude. The moment I saw all that footage, my dick got rock hard. I'm ready for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I've seen a lot of people who are literally just super upset about the fact that it just looks like this game's not coming out again this year.
What was this?
I'm
As
almost
Freelance put it.
I'm expecting it to almost take the same path of Duke Nukem Forever. It's
In
never gonna
development
live up to what
hell.
people
Well,
expected.
there's one problem with that comparison. It's the fact that Duke Nukem was thrown from developer to developer to developer,
Gearbox
For
sucks.
years.
and they didn't really know what they were doing. Square Enix has been
Yeah.
working. Square Enix has no other projects on the horizon.
Final Fantasy VII remake.
That's a comparison because they don't know. Did you hear the news on that? There's been rumors floating around that apparently all the work on that has been completely scrapped and they're starting over.
Really?
That Final
Now
Fantasy
they're adding a
VII
battle royale mode.
Ooh, Battle Royale mode, I want that.
They are putting a battle royale mode into the new.
The Call of Duty I.
Yeah, Call of Duty 11111 because we don't understand how
Call of Duty Black Ops. It's not okay. It's not even connected to the Black Ops story anymore because that story's done. They're just doing it for brand recognition. It's just like, all right, we had this really cool futuristic Call of Duty. We don't know what to call it because the fans are gonna hate it. Whatever the hell we call it. We tried Advanced Warfare, that didn't work. Infinite Warfare, that didn't work. What do we do? Slap the Black Ops name on it for brand recognition. Good, print
It's
it.
Activision. Let's put out a game under our own IP and then realize we have to literally rely on Blue to make us not go bankrupt.
Let me remind you that Destiny 2 did not help Activision with their sales records for this past
No.
year. Crash
It-
Bandicoot
it
did.
works. Like
Crash Bandicoot sold better than Destiny 2.
Mike Morheim is literally sitting there waiting for the day he can tell Activision executives.
It's
Hey, I'm buying myself back out of your company, and Blizzard's going back independent again.
I'm fucking sad that that Bungie has become such a mess
Oh,
of a
it's-
it's like I don't even recognize that studio anymore.
yeah, that whole studio is a complete clusterfuck now.
It's sad because Bungie they were my favorite dev team.
They were a fantastic dev team that had quality content. Great.
It's just with Destiny, they tried something like the idea of it on paper sounded cool.
Oh yeah, it sounded fantastic. I was super excited for it, and then it came out, and I was like, "This is shit."
Yeah, because it's not fun to play on your own. It's it's shooting gallery 101, and
Yeah,
the
it's
enemies
like,
are very
let's make a
the
first-person
enemies.
shooter that plays like World of Warcraft, but unlike WoW, where you can play the game by yourself, you need other people to play this.
Yeah,
game.
you can't do the raids by yourself. You'll never get through it. You'll die multiple times.
And it's
I
and
never
it's not
even
like
did- I
WoW,
never
where
even
you can
did
just
a
pick
raid.
up other friends to play. Like
Yeah.
people in that community are just like, if you think WoW is bad and what they require you to be able to do before you can get into a pickup group,
Mhm.
Destiny's even worse.
I'm for Destiny 2 when it was out on PS4. It was out, it's free, and I'm like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
Just to see. And then I play it, and then I instantly regretted ever
Every
even
choice you made.
considering downloading it to my console. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is actually pathetic. I feel like I'm playing the first game. I feel like I'm playing the first game over again.
Yeah, they didn't have any they made a point where the game was so imbalanced that they just made the game only that thing.
Exactly.
Like, it was so broken that people who had it were unstoppable, so they just gave it everyone. If everyone's got it, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It was just the entire game was just a great big friggin' clusterfuck. It was a clusterfuck. It wasn't. It was not a good game. It was honestly one of the most disappointing first-person shooters I think I may have ever played.
Yeah, I feel like
And
we've
I've
said
played some
clusterfuck
bad shooters.
demonetized.
Oh, God. And now look at where we are now. We're in an era of gaming where platformers are kind of back on the rise. The indie market is doing fantastic.
Did you see?
And
Did you
call-
play
and
the
call-
Kirby game? Have you played the new Kirby?
Star Allies? No, I
Yeah.
played a demo.
Oh my god, dude, play it. Play through it. It's fantastic.
It's
so good.
really good. It looks
it's
good.
it's the rebuild of Crystal Shards in a better way that we've all wanted.
Yeah, I haven't played. God, the last Kirby game
Oh,
I
dude.
played.
It's
I
so
think
good.
it was-
It doesn't have the super Garen Lagann ending that Planet Roboboot had, but it is fantastic.
What was the when we're talking Kirby? What was the one on the Game Boy Advance?
That was
That was the
Kirby
last
Nightmare
one.
in Dreamland that I
Nightmare
played so
Nightmare
much.
in Dreamland. That's the last one I played. That was the last Kirby game I ever touched. After that, I didn't play like the Kirby and the Rainbow Curse or whatever, the one where he's a ball and you have to guide him
That
on the
one-
stylus.
It was difficult to get into at first, but that one was actually really good. I liked how that went. It was difficult, but I liked that it was hard.
It was difficult to the point where, like, for me, I think it was like friggin' pube-rippingly difficult.
It was difficult because the controls were not done well. It was one of the first games that really touched on let's make a game completely
Touched on, ha?
Fucking beat you up for
Because
that
it's
joke.
on the 3. It was on the DS.
I've been holding that joke since the original Nintendo DS. But it was the first game for the original Nintendo DS that really utilized only touchscreen controls. There were no other controls you could use except interacting with the touchscreen. And that's probably why.
You know what? Speaking of the Switch, I do want to just take it back to Mario Odyssey for one quick second. Drew, since you have the game, and I know you don't have the system, but I'm going to tell you right now, the moment that you get a Nintendo Switch and you have the opportunity to play that game, you will never go back to any Mario game ever again except Odyssey.
I feel like that's the same thing with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild changes the game on Zelda. Like at first was really hesitant to play it because of how it works, and mechanically it's so different. But I've really grown it. Like I'm 19 fucking live streams into that game. Like I fucking love it, and all of them are over 2 hours long.
It's literally Skyrim plus Zelda.
Yeah, it's
right.
But it's got like the
it's
combat
just
mechanics of
incredible.
like a Dark Souls mechanics type thing. Like whatever Dark Souls' game mechanic is for combat, that's how they set it up.
Oh,
I don't know what that's called, so I just call it Dark Souls because I don't know what it's actually.
Oh shit! That actually, you know what? Since I made that since I referenced Skyrim for a second, Drew, you know what I got to play finally? Since it was a free to play weekend for Xbox Live Gold members.
What?
Finally got to play Fallout 4.
Hey, all right.
Ooh,
I
my
still don't know what
god!
Diamond
I'm
City
mad
is.
I did not get this game at launch.
Yeah, it's
Like I've
super
still
great.
never seen Diamond City. Like Alex, my roommate, was playing it. He's like, "I will show you Diamond City." And goes to quick travel. I left the room like, "No, I can never know where Diamond City is."
I can never know.
Now, AJ, to put this in context, I have 30 plus hours logged on Fallout 4.
Mhm.
I was about, I think, level 32. I was
Okay.
level 31 when I figured out that there are more than 4 rows of talents you can take in the talent system on that game.
Mm.
There is nothing in that game that indicates how to scroll down in that menu. I thought they just went 1 through 4 and you had those 7 things you could present. So I had maxed out intelligence, and like all the stuff in those first 4 were great, but I had no idea how to get the other skills. I was like, how do I get? Maybe I unlock them later on. I had no idea. So then I was over at Drew's, and he's like, "No, this is how that works." I had no. I still, like I said, Diamond City. I played up to level 30. I have 30 something hours in the game. I still have no idea where it is. I never made it because when I played it, there was a bug that made it when you talk to Garvey and he gives you the quest to go there. He immediately gives you the quest for the Minutemen, and it would deflag Diamond City and put you on the Minutemen quest line. So I did all of that, and then I ran into the Automaton quest line and did that entire DLC.
Oh
And then
jeez.
just got lost because nothing was flagged and I couldn't find the quest menu, so I just roamed the world,
Just roam the world, just doing whatever.
just exploring and collecting shit.
Yeah, from what I've played so far of Fallout 4, it's pretty freaking fun. And God, I really want to get back into it, but it's just there's so much I still gotta play and finish and work on. God,
It is an incredible game.
it
and
is.
I didn't get it at launch either. It was like 8 months before I actually was able to play it because I didn't have the graphics card that would run it.
Didn't you have to like replace your power supply or something for the one you had?
That's right. I had one for around 9 months, but I didn't have a power supply because I needed a power supply that had a dedicated cable to plug into it in order for
to run the graphics card.
In order to run the graphics card, yeah.
That's so.
Well,
Weird.
if you don't have a full modular system for your power supply, which a lot of if you're building your own, most people use nowadays because full modulars are great. But if you have like one card that takes a 6-pin to plug in power, but then he goes and buys a new card, and now it takes an 8-pin or a 6-4. Those cords don't exist on the power supply because you need a specific amount of wattage coming out of it, and that's why you have to replace a new one. Whereas with a full modular, you just go, oh, I just put this cable on it and I'm good. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah, I built my rig, so it's...
Yeah, I was like, because funny enough, I didn't build my rig. I was like, CMR just gave it to me and said, here.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely built my rig from parts.
So
it's actually not as difficult as I thought it was.
It was funny, because when I think I pretty much said to him, so this thing will do all the things that I want it to do? Yes. It will edit? Yes. It will play Overwatch? Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'm good.
Like, my main question was just like, will it play Overwatch?
Will it play Overwatch? Yes. Alright, that's all I need.
But can it run
That's
Crisis?
all. This thing can run Crisis.
But can it play dubstep?
But can it play Life of Black Tiger?
Dubstep is for pussies.
Ooh!
But I like Bangarang.
It's so funny.
Fire!
My favorite part about that film.
That's a
like, all
quote,
the dubstep
AJ.
Was,
Oh,
the
was?
best part about
Yeah.
that film was all of the freaking dubstep was Skrillex specifically.
Oh,
So hard. That movie memed itself so hard.
Which movie was this?
This was Deadpool 2. You need to go see
Oh,
it.
Deadpool 2. Okay. When it comes to superheroes and memes, you can't look any further than Deadpool.
No, you're gonna get everything.
You don't have to look. Yeah, you know. It's just
Deadpool
fun.
itself is a walking meme. Oh lordy!
Walking tumor.
Yeah, he is.
I keep seeing this one ad for not Deadpool the movie, but just Deadpool like shelling out a product. The microwave things,
Oh yeah.
and he's just like, "Hi, Deadpool here, and you're inside one of my dreams." And he goes to grab a Devour. And
Oh
then
yeah.
the little
There-
girl.
There was a tweet that spoke volumes to me. They showed 4 movies, and each one of the movies it was Office Space, and
X-Men
then
Origins.
Yeah, they changed
2
all the
other
covers.
movies and X-Men Origins. And then it showed the back of one that read, I'm not in this movie, but I wish I was.
That was X-Men
And-
Origins.
Yeah. And then it said that the Deadpool, like, we're all living in 2018, but the Deadpool 2
It's in
marketing team is
2018.
living in 3018.
It's so true because that marketing is fucking genius.
It was brilliant, and
That is insane. Bravo.
the movie was very good too. It was definitely worth the marketing expenses.
Honestly, as much as I like Thanos as a character, I'd argue I like Deadpool 2 more than Infinity War. I think it was a better done film.
I agree.
I wonder now, like, with the fact that Disney bought 20th Century Fox, I wonder if they're going to try to tie the X-Men into the MCU.
I can almost guarantee it, because guess what also ties the X-Men into the Marvel Universe?
Marvel! The Marvel Universe does. All the X-Men join together with the Avengers.
So then they're probably gonna be in one of the Avenger movies.
Spider-Man is the only Marvel character to be a standalone hero, an X-Men, and an Avenger.
Yep. He's done it all.
Well, that's the popularity of old Webhead.
He's done it all, and he also has had 3 times as many girlfriends than any of the other Marvel superheroes.
Did you see the tweet from Stan Lee today?
No, but I love that he's on Twitter now, and he keeps telling people on Twitter, thank you for helping him with Twitter.
Stan Lee said like one of the best things, like, because people always have like these debates of who was the best live action portrayal of Spider-Man, and he thought Tom Holland hit it perfectly as both Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's such a tie. If we're talking like video games, Mano was the best portrayal of Spider-Man. He was, if you don't know who that guy was, he was the voice of Spider-Man in the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game. He was pretty damn good. I thought he was good. And with the movies, there was a debate about it in another server I'm in. It was you know what? It was actually Emmy server. There was a whole debate about who was the best portrayal for Spider-Man. I think when it comes to just character-wise, like Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland. Peter Parker, I would say Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker.
He was the perfect Peter Parker.
He is a fucking awful Spider-Man, but he's the best Peter Parker so far.
When it comes to costumes, I will say that the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, those hit it perfect. That was the best costume Spider-Man ever had. I wasn't the greatest fan of the what was it? The Amazing Spider-Man outfit. That looked like trash. Oh my god. That's funny. I've seen those.
I love
oh
that
my
this
god.
meme from 2008 has returned.
It revitalized in serious numbers.
That meme is. I didn't post it on Twitter, but I made one, and the butterfly was the Insane trilogy, and then at the bottom it would have said, "Is this Dark Soul?"
My other favorite meme that's popped up is the Thanos Drake meme. So good. My favorite one that I've seen is him going. He's like backing away from 5 guys and like, yeah, for 2.5
Oh
cents.
my god, that's so good. I died laughing when I saw that. The Thanos Drake meme is the best version of Thanos memes so
Did you
far for
see
me.
There was
5 guys versus 2.5 men.
There's the cereal box with Thanos on it for that promoting Honey Bunches of Oats,
Yes.
and it said Honey Bunches of Oats, a balanced part of your
Part of a
balance.
balanced breakfast.
Oh god, I'm waiting for the day. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't wait for the day because it already happened. Thanos being in freaking what's that game? Fortnite.
Dude, it's. Did you see he's got the fucking 24-karat magic flick?
He does. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
24-karat balance.
Good lord.
I gotta decide if I'm going to play Overwatch tonight.
You can't decide.
Well, because
I
if
thought
I
we were-
play Overwatch tonight, then it probably is going to be with Fidelis and Deimos. Because if I log on,
They'll see
they'll see me.
you.
And then that would, but then Brad's getting back on also.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
How about we're
4
playing Smash?
stack. Oh, you were serious?
Yes. Jeez. You're so. God. Good lord, Dre. Are you entering the Smash tournament at Tribe?
Probably not because I'm staff. I wish I could, but
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna be running around like crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, our programming hasn't been reviewed yet because the panel's submissions were extended until today, actually.
Okay.
Midnight tonight. So like 23 and a half more hours.
And you get the balance just right.
It's so programming, I might be doing like 10 or 11 panels.
10 or 11 panels?
Yeah, I did 6 last year, and that was like half as many as I did the year before that.
Jeez, it's like the only time I'm gonna see you during TruckCon is when things are kind of dead.
Because I'm gonna do. I submitted I submitted 2 Equestrian Legends panels and 2 shipping panels with Zach.
Oh my
And I submitted both dramatic readings because there weren't any fucking dramatic readings last year because none of us, not one of us, submitted the panel for it. So
we
I
didn't do it?
No, we didn't do it all
There
because
is,
we're
Why
idiots.
we didn't do it?
there is one thing that needs to happen at TruckCon this year, though. The tradition.
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about.
Toaster? I'm bringing a toaster.
No, not that. Well, yes, that's one, but the second one.
Swagglicorn?
Golden Corral.
Oh, that's gonna happen regardless.
Good.
Yeah, Golden Corral.
That's a given.
Definitely.
I need to see Drew guzzle down another bottle of ketchup.
Hell yeah.
Guys, I hope Thanos doesn't find the flavor stone.
I did two dramatic reading panels, and then in addition to those 6 panels that I myself submitted, I will be.
Since Swagglicorn Alex comes around the corner, like I heard the call of my people. He was on the original Swagglicorn panel.
Nice.
Like I didn't know this until I moved down here, but he was actually part of the original setup.
Awesome.
my god.
So that
It
was,
doesn't
and
matter
then
either way. No matter what happens, this Swagglicorn panel at TrotCon, whether it's approved or not, it's gonna happen.
yeah, that's true. Well, actually, we use Swagglicorn as a space holder, so they get all the hours that we don't fill of programming.
Oh, you know what? Since this year's theme for TrotCon is sea ponies.
Yep.
I have a prediction of what your costume is going to be for this year. You're going to be King Triton.
No, King
Now?
Neptune.
King Sequin.
King Sequin.
I
Now you've got to have like the trident.
I'm at a torn
Like
between dressing up as
That's a good idea.
Skull Boss Guzma or Professor Kukui, honestly.
You should Drew. You should do that. Just get it like a plastic trident and just wrap it in sequins.
That's a good
That'd be
idea.
That'd be freaking
I
fun.
can get all the stuff off Pokemon.com even.
There you go. Oh god.
I guess we'll play Smash then.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
Are
Punk.
we still podcast?
Yes, we are. So Punk, you're gonna be watching E3 with Emmy.
Yes.
Why weren't we invited?
She gave me the blessing to have her have her server kind of come together and watch the press conferences. So we're gonna be like live streaming it on my channel.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
gonna be fun.
You kind of cut out
Oh, I cut out
in the
Oh,
beginning
I'm
of
sorry.
that.
Oh, I was saying in Emmy server we are gonna be watching the press conferences. She gave me the blessing since she's gonna be out of town for Sonic Revolution. That we're gonna be the conferences on my channel, and the server's gonna come together. We're all gonna watch it together and give live reactions.
For this.
Oh no, not
It's gonna be fun.
Can we come?
Funny thing about that, her server is Patreon only.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Fucking kidding me.
Yeah. So that'll be going on. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for E3 this year.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, I actually have a little, since Specs was plugging content, I got predictions coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, I need to do that.
You know,
it's not.
yeah, I'm gonna be doing E3 predictions. I got done with Microsoft, and I got done with Sony just last night. I'm working on Nintendo.
Well, it's your song. Show me what you got.
Lord. Man, I'd ask for predictions, but that'll be spoiling your video
Yeah,
for thanks if you're gonna do E3 on E3 predictions.
I gave predictions that I'm expecting to see.
It's gonna be
Should probably be ending the stream
What
soon.
about that Halo 6 crossover?
Yeah.
Halo 6 crossover with Metroid 4 ODST.
Gears of War 5 win.
That's actually, you know what? I'll spoil that one. That's actually a prediction I have for Xbox.
Gears
Nah.
of War 5.
I wouldn't
Just
be
let it
surprised.
What do you win?
2020.
I would not be surprised if they actually do that.
Kingdom Hearts 3, it's releasing, but it's Xbox One X exclusive.
No.
1X exclusive.
One
Can't even play it on the Xbox One.
1X.
Not
No,
the Xbox.
Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's Xbox 360 exclusive?
That'd be like on 5
Neo Geo
fucking
Pocket
discs.
exclusive.
Metal Gear.
It'd be on 5 discs and it would be like fucking Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, but playing it would be like installing the old version, the original version of World. It was 5 separate discs. I'm sure Drew remembers that shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that kind of stuff.
5 individual discs for install. Well, how many did Diablo have?
Diablo 2 had 2 and an expansion.
Yeah, because by the time the
No.
expansion came out, they were able to
3?
consolidate it down with the new CD tech.
3 or I think they had 3.
Wasn't it?
I remember that,
World of
though.
the original World of Warcraft was 5 discs because Burning Crusade was 2, and then by Wrath of the Lich King they got it down to 1 because CDs had gotten more advanced by then.
Right,
Now
they
they
were
don't
able to
even-
start
They
using
don't even ship discs
DVDs.
anymore with the collector's editions. You just get the product key and download.
We should probably end the stream.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, Overwatch is it now.
Yeah, since we can't stream me bodying Punk and Smash, then
Oh
might
my
as well go.
Okay.
dang.
I mean, AJ probably can.
I could on my channel. I would have to set up. I'd have to set up.
AJ has a
I'd have
capture.
to set up my capture card.
Although, does he want to have that SmackDown on his channel? Like, he can always delete the video afterwards if he loses.
I wouldn't actually delete the video. Come on, I'd take my loss with dignity.
Integrity.
I would take my loss with dignity.
I
CPU
think you'll
too.
be considerably amused at the name that I use.
Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, I remember.
I
that.
I still use that name.
I freaking love you, Drew.
Why we got- Why do why do we have 2 stock?
We're playing tournament rules.
Oh, we're
What's
doing
the
2
name?
stock 6 minutes.
Oh no, not. There's no time limit.
Well, then that's not tournament rules.
All right, you want
3
me to
stock
just-
matches.
3 stock? Okay.
Yeah,
We
just
can
stops
discuss
are
this
boring.
after the podcast is over. Just plug your shit, guys.
Plug our shit. Okay.
Why did you leave?
Who's
Freelance,
pl-
I'll plug till after the stream's over.
Oi, who's plugging first?
We're
Freelance.
I
train going?
don't need to because this is on my
It's
channel.
his
Make sure to come to my channel.
Everyone, come to Freelance's channel and hit his subscribe button.
Smash that like button.
Smash
Ring that bell.
Smash that like button for a free copy of Fortnite.
Smash that
Then-
like
then I'll
button.
never
Go
give you
up there and
Fortnite.
get smashed.
Fortnite. That's something we can actually.
Wait
A
a
free
minute.
copy of Fortnite Battle Royale.
Exactly.
I've got it.
Okay.
I got it. I missed the joke timing, but I can still do it. I didn't know AJ's name was like button
Oh,
because
shut
I'm
the
about to
fuck up.
smash that like button.
Oh, you're
Oof.
done.
Oof.
Either way, guys,
Ah, shit.
I'm Spectre Fire. Hit up my channel. Go check out AJ over Punk Gamer. Check out Drew
Yeah.
Flashy on Twitter and smash Freelance's subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash the thing.